within the next minute. I believe that is going to be a severe watch back up into Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Yep. So new severe watch for portions of Missouri, western Illinois, southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa. Big old severe watch. Low chance for a tornado threat, 60-20 for wind, and then low chance for hail. The biggest hail threat will definitely be on the southern end. Definitely backed out in here. Honestly, a little surprised that watch doesn't go further south. The biggest hail threat is actually going to be these cells. But inside the severe watch, the biggest hail threat, there's really not much of a chance for hail, to be honest with you. It's a very low chance for any hail. If you do see hail, it will likely be near 1 inch in diameter and not much larger. The best chance for hail will be on the southern end back out in here. But like I said, portions of that not in the severe watch. Winds will by far, damaging winds will be the biggest issue, by far. New severe for 70 mile-an-hour winds and a 4 possible tag as well as 0.75-inch hail. That's going into Memphis and northeast Missouri, as well as Farmington and southeastern Iowa. Let's go back to GR2. Rotation still increasing with this storm going into Oklahoma City right now. Definitely could produce a tornado at any given second going into Oklahoma City. Keep watching that area of rotation. That's definitely the most concerning area of rotation at the moment. The main two areas to watch is definitely with that storm going into Oklahoma City, and then also the secondary area outside of Oklahoma is definitely with this cell here, currently over Lancaster, northeast Missouri. Still, so many areas to keep an eye on. We got those 4 tornado warnings in Oklahoma to keep an eye on. Then outside of Oklahoma, that cell in northeastern Missouri for Lancaster, we have all these proof funnels to keep an eye on. Back out here, mainly hail and wind northeast of Springfield. We have what's trying to strengthen this line out here, trying to strengthen all the way from Macon back down into Plot Grove, Missouri. Chicago is not in a really good risk for tornadoes by any means. There is a chance for some isolated damaging winds, but I don't think Chicago will see anything other than rain today. Rotation is still very much present, although a little bit weaker. Also, tornado warning was
2 weeks.
Well, one of these was
tornado warning in Oklahoma
City.
Never
mind. That was a glitch on the other software. My bad. I had a software up on the left side of my screen, other monitor, and it said one was canceled, and that's not the case, right? Yeah, still all 4 are in effect. Okay, that's weird. Still all 4 tornado warnings in effect. I'll refresh that. It might be behind. There we go.
Okay, let's see here.
Still a good area of rotation. Although weaker, still a good area of rotation moving into Oklahoma City. Our other tornado warning here for Hera. It's very weak. I don't even see much rotation with that. The one up here in Perry, very broad area of velocities, not much for Oklahoma. Perry, Oklahoma there. Still want to be in your safe spot, though. Obviously, because you are in that tornado warning. And then Tor possible severe continues there for Fairfax in northeast Oklahoma. All right, let's go back over to our analysis radar again, because that gets velocities quicker. Should get a new scan within the next minute or so. Hopefully it does continue to weaken again. Tornadic supercell approaching downtown Oklahoma City over the next 10 minutes. Newest scan will be in 25 seconds. What? We've had 3 tornadoes? 2, 3? We've had 2 confirmed tornadoes. That I know of. We've had 2 observed tornadoes. So, pretty far from 6 tornadoes. I'm sure we've had probably 1 extra tornado somewhere in these tornado warnings that haven't been observed. Wouldn't surprise me if at least 1 tornado went not being observed today. Happens very commonly. Then they go and survey the areas that have been under a tornado warning, see if there's any damage there. 40% chance for a watch to be issued out here across south central Missouri. The potential for 1.5-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and a very weak, very isolated spin-up tornado can't be fully ruled out. 40% chance of a watch being issued, and don't know exactly which watch just yet. I'll tell you in just a second whenever I see it. It could be a severe or a tornado watch if one is issued. I feel like it would probably be a severe watch, but it is a purple mesoscale discussion, which means there's a chance for either a tornado watch or a severe watch. Likely would be a severe watch, though. If one is even issued. If one is even issued. Six tornadoes is considered a regional tornado outbreak, but that has to be over a regional area. So, say if we saw 1 tornado in Arizona, 1 tornado in Montana, 2 tornadoes in Missouri, and then 2 tornadoes in Oklahoma, that's not very regional. So that would not count as a tornado outbreak. It has to be in a regional area. Still a weak area of rotation, now getting a lot weaker. Actually going to get a new scan here. There you go. Still a lot weaker. So we'll keep an eye on that as that moves to the northeast, but a lot weaker. Updated warning. Okay. Let's go see what that update was. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what updated? Maybe this one? Did they shrink that one? I can figure it out from this software. That's a good thing about having multiple softwares. It was, yes, it was this one. They shrunk this one, extended it from the southwest, so it's for a smaller area. still for 16,261 people. A lot of people in that. 14 schools, no hospitals. That is in effect for the next 9 minutes. That is in Oklahoma. Another updated warning, that's for the northern one. Well, yeah, that has been canceled. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So that is, that tornado warning has just been canceled. According to the text. I'm waiting to see it disappear on Radar Omega. Disappear from GR2 yet? Okay, there you go. So it's gone on GR2. So Red Rock no longer in a tornado warning. So we're down to 3 tornado warnings right now. The main one I'm watching is the one going just on the northwest side of Oklahoma City. Another update. Still radar indicated tornado warning. That's for the one in Oklahoma. Radar indicated tornado warning for the next 38 more minutes for the city of Oklahoma City. Nope, it's already off of Radar Omega, Ben. Weatherwise is the only program that has it. The reason why I thought it was expired before is because, see, with this tornado warning, it says hail size and then radar indicated. This one says hail size, radar indicated, hail size, radar indicated. This only says expires in. So then I was like, wait a second, I think that's expired. Then I went to confirm it on GR2, and it indeed was. I had to turn on mesoscale discussions on weatherwise. Right here, triangle, down, 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 down. And there's all your mesoscale discussions. Right there, second to last. So you have tropical is the last one, mesoscale discussions is second to last. Just hit that little eye icon. Make sure this is also set to all up here. On phone, it might be a bit different on phone. Sorry. Texting. Wait a second. Lucky is still in this call. That's crazy. I forgot about that dude. He's probably still eating or something. What was that for? What in the Wisconsin tornado warning? What? I heard a beep, but I couldn't find it. Wisconsin tornado warning. Also a new tornado warning here in Oklahoma. For Wellston.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Good area of rotation. Another tornado warning. Gracious day! It's another update up here for 21 more minutes. Over Perry in Oklahoma. Jeez. Get an analysis radar site down there. Waiting for a new scan real quick. Not on my radar. Where are you seeing that? I'm not seeing this on the ground. I'll see one more scan. Nah. That's not a tornado, Caden. Definitely rotating. Definitely rotating, but no clear CC. I'm checking the previous scans here. So that's clear air. That's clear air. Yeah, that is clear air. Too far north, so clear air. Yep. That's not a tornado. Wouldn't be too shocked if it got very close to producing, but there was no obvious CC from radar on there. There was no very obvious CC. Man, I don't even know where to move this radar site to. I have no idea even where to move this radar site to at all. Look at that. We're getting a lot of severes. Now severe storm all the way from southeast of Bloomfield, southeastern Iowa, all the way back down here to central Missouri. And then it splits off a little bit. We have 3 more severes back down here. Let's go back up to Wisconsin. I want to go up there. Newest scan, still a good area of rotation. Going into Markton in northeast Wisconsin there. That is definitely the northernmost tornado warning we've seen today. Came out of nowhere. Let's see. New severe watch for Texas. Severe thunderstorm watch just got issued for Abilene back towards 1 county west of Fort Worth. Pretty surprised 1 county west of Fort Worth. I thought Fort Worth would have been in that. Main risk is definitely hail and wind. Yep. Hail is the greatest threat, followed by wind, and then a spin-up brief tornado can't be completely ruled out. Still an hour worth of tornado warnings here. That expires in an hour. That one in 2 minutes. That's in 32 minutes. So we have 1 tornado warning, I think, that has an hour time on it. One in Wisconsin is also an hour, actually. Let's see. Yep. Until 5:45 Central. That's 6:45 Eastern. So those got a while to go. 47 minutes. Updated warning. Let me go quickly see. That's another new warning over Newcastle. Look at that. Classic supercell right over Newcastle.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Oklahoma. Going towards Norman. Not a lot of rotation at all. But that is a new tornado warning. Very impressive reflectivity. Not impressive at all on velocity. Big time upper level mesocyclone though. Look at that. Let's go to the Oklahoma City radar site, see if we can see that a little bit better. Nope. But it definitely has a good upper level mesocyclone. So none of these warnings are confirmed. We're back up to 5 tornado warnings and 21 severes. No tornado warnings are observed right now. Everything is radar indicated. Everything is currently radar indicated. This storm too, also getting a pretty classic shape on reflectivity, but not a lot of velocity. Really, none of these tornado warnings have good velocities in my opinion. But these three in Oklahoma, central Oklahoma, especially these two, they look really good on reflectivity. Starting to get some more damage reports out of our line out here in Missouri. You could see a very well structured northeastern going into central Missouri as well. And then we have that random tornado warning in Wisconsin. That's, yeah, still surprises me. Weak rotation now, but that was pretty good before. I mean, nearly got to strong rotation at one point. Now it's getting a lot weaker. Man, that one over Newcastle is crazy on reflectivity. That rotation, look at that. There's a bit of pixels starting to increase right here at my cursor. That might be trying to drop at any moment. That is a crazy embedded supercell radar presentation right there. Look at that. Just barely out in front of the line. Lucky finally left the call. He's been in it forever. Bro didn't even say bye. Wait for that new velocity scan here in 3 seconds. What about spectrum width? Not much of a decrease on ZDR. But that has a chance to be down. Ooh, that spectrum width being right there. That might be a tornado on the ground. Just to the southwest of Moore, Oklahoma. Not much of a ZDR decrease, which is what I'm iffy about. I mean, you could still see it, like, right there. See if that lines up with CC. Does that line up with CC? It does partially. Probability of debris. Still there on next scan. Probability of debris, radar gives it a 90%. It's still there, too. But very, very weak signature. I don't know if that is or isn't on the ground. It's getting very close to being on the ground if it's not already. Okay, still radar indicated, radar indicated, radar indicated, radar indicated. Let me guess. Radar indicated? Yep. Everything's still radar indicated. But this one right in here, right there, that's where you have your hook echo, just west of Norman, just southwest of Moore, going right towards the I-35 corridor, just west of Norman, Oklahoma. It should go in between Norman and Newcastle. Possibly a little bit closer to Norman. Oh, okay. Just confirm that by this real quick. We'll wait for that to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that was just a big CC drop you saw right there. Yep. Yep. that is a 100% chance of a tornado debris signature. There is a 100% chance of a tornado being on the ground right here, just to the west of Norman, Oklahoma. So that's likely been on the ground for a while. That CC drop that we first pointed out, it's likely been on the ground for about 6 minutes already. And now it's picking up a little bit more debris over these fields and trees. Thus, we're seeing it on radar in that CC. So, tornado is on the ground here. Likely a little bit on the stronger side of things, going right into Norman, Oklahoma. Heading right towards Norman, Oklahoma.
I got weather.
Yeah, and obviously ZDR values confirms that.
I don't have fucking.
Give me just a moment.
I'm using the mobile app. Yeah, but I'm not going to right.
Okay. That is still on the ground. Again, moving into Norman, Oklahoma. Tornado on the ground. Still there on the newest CC drop. This is about to move into Brookhaven, which is just barely on the west side of Norman, Oklahoma. So there is your debris signature right there. Waiting for that new velocity scan here. Very, very weak velocity, so hopefully this is lifting. Very, very weak velocity. But that's already lofted debris. It's 4,000, 5,000 feet up, so that's almost already at a strong tornado in terms of debris being lofted. That's an update to a tornado warning. Likely. Oh, okay. Apparently not that one. So that is for a cancellation. So Perry, Oklahoma, now no longer under a tornado warning. Your tornado warning was just canceled in Perry, Oklahoma. And there's your observed warning for Norman, Oklahoma. So observed tornado
New
warning now
information.
for the
This
city of
tornado
Norman,
warning
Oklahoma.
has been upgraded.
Tornado is heading right into Norman. Still a debris signature there, so just to give you an idea of exactly where this is. So this is on the west side of Norman. It's going over, about to go right over the I-35 corridor. Parkway Plaza. It's right near Parkway Plaza there. That's your signature right there. So this blue right here that I've circled in white, that's your debris signature, and it's moving towards Parkway Plaza, near Thunderbird Lodge, and then eventually it's going to go into downtown Norman. Not a very strong couplet, so I'm quite confident that it's going to lift here shortly. Hopefully it does lift. We'll see how the next CC scan looks, but right now, still a tornado on the ground according to correlation coefficient. Velocities are very weak, though, so that means that there's not a lot of strong winds together like there was when it first dropped down southeast of Newcastle. See if I can go a little bit more over here. Yeah, Parkway Plaza. That seems to be a main area of where it's at. Natural Grocers. Walmart. It's near the Walmart where the intersection of West Main Street and I-35 meet. That's directly where this tornado is heading right over right now. That's still a debris signature right there. Still CC going right over the interstate. Velocity's not any stronger, so I'm pretty sure it is lifting. I'm pretty sure it's lifting. New mesoscale discussion for this area. A tornado risk will exist with any discrete storms, as well as with any linear storms that are able to intensify. Potential for damaging winds near 60 miles per hour, large hail near 1 inch in diameter, and a brief weak tornado will be possible through this corridor until at least 8:15 Eastern. So that's for at least the next 2 hours. Yeah, there's your tornado report. TDS observed on radar from the official National Weather Service observations. So this area has the best chance for a tornado over the next hour or two. Again, I do believe this tornado has likely lifted now as it's moving into Norman. This radar got a new scan. No well-defined CC anymore on there. Velocity barely present.
It's a 2% risk.
So I'm very confident that this has lifted. Likely some debris falling out of the sky, though, if you are in downtown Norman or on the west side of Norman.
Damn. Oh, yeah, I can.
So this does have a chance to recycle. It's not nearly as discreet as what it was before. The main reason this produced a tornado was because of how it interacted with an outflow boundary as well as with the line. So the line itself produced an outflow boundary. You could see that right in here. It produced an outflow boundary. And once it hit this storm, that outflow boundary it latched on to the inflow of this cell in Newcastle. So that outflow boundary from our line latched onto our semi-discrete supercell that was over Newcastle. And that line hit the supercell, increasing forcing and increasing just the strength of your storm. And thus it was able to produce a relatively brief tornado. But that was on the ground for, let's see, 03 all the way till about 07. So you're looking at a good solid probably 6-minute tornado. So relatively brief tornado. And that's what an outflow boundary can do. And then the line hit it as well, helping to increase forcing.
Yeah, Wolf, check your DMs.
All these warnings to the north don't look good at all to me. What in the world? Surprised that ain't a tour possible severe. Man, if we had a better environment, this would definitely end up becoming a full-fledged tornado outbreak. Look at all these supercells that have fired off a confluence band in southern Oklahoma. Look at that. These are all firing off a confluence band.
Wedge.
Like it's in freaking Dixie Alley over here. I mean, man, if we had a little bit better of an environment, we would be talking about a full-fledged tornado outbreak.
Shit.
Thankfully, we don't have a lot of lower-level veering.
Oh, my God.
There also is a strong capping that is beginning to build in. Looks like a capping is beginning to build in the lower levels towards the 850 millibar according to the newest.
Hey, Wolf, if you want to tell Jefferson, you can.
So hopefully
No.
that will help inhibit any
I
additional
don't care.
storm
I
development.
don't care if you tell him.
We nearly have 80-degree dew points, by the way.
Oh, then
A
that.
Meador has
okay, never
a
mind.
dew point of 79 in Ada, Oklahoma.
No.
79.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about. Dang it. It's HIPAA. We can't say
Definitely
anything
going to watch
out
this
loud on
storm
that.
very closely
Out
here
loud on
towards
YouTube.
Maysville. Not a lot of lower level wind shear, like I just mentioned, but really good structure on that. Let's go back to our analysis radar here in Oklahoma.
Is this
Yeah,
is
that's
this you on
lifted.
on your screen?
Likely not a tornado on the ground anymore in Norman.
Here's the thing. It decided.
Still
tell
observed,
you.
but likely no longer a tornado on the ground. I want to go check back in with Missouri real quick.
Oh, here's
See
the
how we're
thing.
doing up here. Still big time damaging
was
winds,
on,
spin up tornado threat.
It's a 2% risk. But they didn't upgrade.
And
Oh,
there you go. They
they-
just
yep,
tornado
it's a
warned the
tornado warning.
storm
is
in Pauls
actually
Valley.
pretty concerning looking. They actually just issued a tornado warning for this. Look at this, y'all. A new tornado warning just came out for Cleveland County.
A new tornado
Garvin
warning has been
County in
issued.
Oklahoma. This is for Pauls Valley and Wynwood. There's about 10,000 people under
hasn't
this
been live
tornado
in
warning
two-
here. But look
live
at
in
this
2
rotation
weeks.
that's forming just to the north of Elmore City, south of
I was
Antioch,
looking
moving
at
up towards
that one.
McCarty and Pauls Valley. This is a live look at that right now. There's a tornado forming with this storm right now. This is south and east of Oklahoma City. So we
Damn.
currently have
God
multiple
damn.
tornado warnings. Our most recent one is going to be for Garvin County in Oklahoma. Our observed tornado warning includes Norman, and that's Cleveland County in Oklahoma. There's 141,000 people in
Yeah.
the path of
What do you
that
mean
one.
by your life? What do
And
you
then
mean
we
by your
also
life,
have
Jefferson?
a
What do
tornado
you mean by
warning
your
on the
live
north
on
and
YouTube right
east
now?
side of Oklahoma City.
The
This
news
is for
live and
Lincoln and Oklahoma counties in Oklahoma. That includes Rossville,
Are you like
Luther, and Wellston.
Are you streaming right now or
Wellston,
something?
okay?
Or do I
So,
want to know?
once again, y'all,
I'm
if you're
back.
just now tuning in, we've got a tornado on the ground right now in
Let me just go
Oklahoma
pull up
City.
your
And
channel.
we've
Oh,
got a
you
new
are. What the
tornado
fuck?
that's actually forming to the south and east of Oklahoma City. That is near Purcell or south of Purcell, and that's what we're
yeah.
seeing right
By the
now.
way,
This is a
you only
live
have
shot
one
from
person watching, and that's
Stormrunner
me,
Media
so it doesn't matter anyway.
in Maysville, Oklahoma, of that storm coming
Nothing
together.
is about to drop.
That really, honestly, looks surprisingly close to producing a big tornado here. Look at this supercell, y'all.
That tornado
This
is
is
about to drop.
what is this? Is this a 2%?
But I'm not on.
day?
I'm
Are
not
you
on
kidding
duty
me?
right now, Jefferson.
Once again, we're starting an emergency live stream here. This is we don't do this every day. This is actually very rare that we go live, and it's kind of
Wait,
unplanned.
what
Yeah,
happened?
this is a 2% probability tornado day down here, y'all. Holy smokes! So, anyways, let's watch this potential situation.
Yeah,
unfold here.
I'm not on
We've got
duty, though,
tornado
so it doesn't
genesis
matter.
Trying to come together here between Antioch and McCarty. We need you to take shelter if you're in Pauls Valley. Now, I'm going to leave, Stormrunner's feed above my head here. And we're going to go back to Norman, and we're going to continue to call out some of these places here. The good news is on
guy
this
keeps
one, so
spamming his
this storm
keys
over
with
here,
the
the one
car
that's
pack.
dropped a tornado near Norman, this is the reason why we went live. This is the reason why we did our emergency start to our live stream here. Some of the most recent frames actually look like they are trying to lift. Or it looks like there's not necessarily a tornado with this storm anymore, but that can certainly happen again. So hopefully everybody in Norman's still sheltered. I want everybody to understand if you're at the University of Oklahoma, or if you're at Hall Park, Flaming Oaks, or even Denver or Franklin in the Oklahoma City area, south and east of the downtown area, you should definitely stay in your safe spot. But I no longer see a debris signature
And extremely
as
rare.
clearly as we could see it before, and I no longer see as well defined of a hook echo, right? So
The only reason I'm watching
we
your screen
definitely need to
is I'm
stay
waiting
in your
for
safe spot, but things are
Ryan
maybe looking
to
a little bit
enable
better
y'all,
here.
but
We did
they're
get an
like,
official
hear it.
report not
Hear
too
it,
long ago. This
Rusty.
is from
Ryan out.
what, about 15 minutes ago. Official National Weather Service
It has some-
observation.
I think
There was a
someone put it
tornado
into a
debris signature
montage.
observed here from this radar. So I don't see that anymore, but now honestly it looks like our main player is going to be this storm right here. That storm runner
Can they?
is on
Okay,
right now.
right.
And,
Yo,
goodness,
Jefferson, because
look at
Jefferson,
that.
can people see your?
This is definitely a
Switch to
supercell that is trying its best to produce
your
a tornado
GMs
in real time here.
Can people see it when you switch to
So
your DMs
hopefully
and
everybody
shit
in the
on your
town of
stream?
Pauls Valley is
Okay, then I won't-
sheltered right now. I'm just going to listen in here, see if we can't get any audio from these guys.
Change it to where they can't. What do you switch?
So we're in a little bit of a not great area as far as service goes, so we're going to lose their audio from time to time. But my goodness, y'all, this is just kind of honestly, this is one of those days where if we would have had an enhanced risk from the Storm
we were
Prediction
just
Center,
talking-
we would have
not
been
too long
live a
ago,
long
we were
time
just,
ago, probably when the storms hit Kansas
talking
City.
about oh yeah, that's right. Me and Bubbles
But you
were
know,
just talking about
this
hurricanes
happens
and that's-
sometimes. Storms
right now.
overperform. They do more than what we'd think they would do given the forecast, and that's why we've got our emergency live
A
stream
new tornado
protocol in
warning
place.
has been issued.
And now we're on the air here for as
A
long
new
as we need to be.
tornado
Okay,
warning has
so
been
if you know
issued.
anybody out here, one of the things that's happening is we've actually got a lot more prefrontal convection happening than what we thought we were going to have. Okay, so all these supercells that are popping up out in front of the line, that was not supposed to happen. And that's why we're actually having problems with tornadoes here. Okay, so this is going to continue to be a problem until that line catches up with these supercells, which could be a little while, to be honest with you. So I'm concerned about all of our people out here between Ardmore, Durant, Ada, up there towards Shawnee, Tecumseh, areas just east of Oklahoma City. This is not over for you. Even Tulsa, Oklahoma, this is going to be something that we really have to watch out for you guys as we go forward. So just to recap what's going on here, we do have a new tornado warning that just came out now for Carter and Murray counties in Oklahoma. About 5,000 people under the gun here, so make sure we're taking shelter out there near Springer. This is going to hit Interstate 35 here soon. So watch this supercell as it starts to spin and it moves on up towards you. My goodness, look at this, y'all. And then this other tornado warning up here near Pauls Valley. This is the one that we're getting a front-hand or a first-hand view from Storm Runner Media. This is about to plot a big tornado if it, becomes any more organized than this. Coming back to radar, look at that supercellular structure, man. That is actually plumb wild.
We're gonna have a road up here to get. Yeah, I see it. It's this road that goes north.
All right, so just listening into some audio from the chasers there. Once again, I don't have half of my stuff open here. This is definitely an impromptu last-minute live stream, but my goodness, hopefully we're doing a good job of getting the people of Pauls Valley into their safe spot, because this is the definition of a storm that could produce a big tornado. Okay, if this gets much stronger, this could definitely produce a big tornado. There's actually not a lot of wind shear. There's not a lot of very favorable ingredients, but the fact that we're getting these discrete supercells and they're kind of interacting with each other in unique ways, that means that we're going to have some surprise things happen today. So Pauls Valley, take shelter now. Now let's go back up here to the Oklahoma City storm. This is, once again, Cleveland County, Oklahoma. Please take shelter out here between Norman and Little Axe. This is, we continue to have a tornado warning, but this is now radar indicated. It's radar indicated, okay?
This thing looks just like it wants to really do something.
So here is a video of that tornado near Norman earlier. This is from Rebecca on Twitter. It's unclear if this is actually on the ground whenever this was taken, but this was around the time whenever that radar confirmed tornado warning was issued. So if you're just now tuning in, this is what the tornado looked like as it was just to the west of Norman, close to places like the Brush Creek Barbecue and Catfish. Okay, so if you know where the Brush Creek Barbecue and Catfish is, that's around where that tornado was earlier when they issued this warning. Then we got that radar confirmed tornado warning for Heritage Place, the University of Oklahoma there near Norman. And then that's when we went live. Now that storm is still rotating, but it's not necessarily, it's probably not producing a tornado still at this moment. So we want to stay in our safe spots in Norman, Hall Park, Little Axe, Stella, Denver, Franklin, and all these places at least for the next 30 minutes. But we're going to hope for the best here and hope that things calm down here soon. Yeah, it's plumb wild. 100% plumb wild. If you're just now tuning in, please like and share the stream if you haven't already. We're going to stay on the air here for a while as these storms get closer to Pauls Valley, Ada, Atoka, Durant, Caddo, even Tulsa a little bit later. These storms pose a risk of continuing to cause tornadic problems, so we'll be the first to let you know if there's a tornado down. We've got Storm Runner Media right on that supercell that honestly looks very close to producing a tornado. So we will, keep that up. We also got Corey Gherkin out there. Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin is out there on a different storm. He's out there closer to this one down here near Wichita Falls. So we've got a real strong storm down here near Wichita Falls that we're keeping an eye on. And so we're going to show you this one too as we learn more about it. There's not as much rotation with this one, but there definitely is some in there. Aaron Eastman's out there chasing. Lots of storm chasers actually available today. So we've got you covered across the board here. Even though it was a little bit of a surprise live stream, we've definitely got everything in place now to do the full wall-to-wall coverage. Severe thunderstorm warning is in place for Shackelford and Throckmorton counties in Texas as well with that 2-inch hail. And then, y'all, honestly, I'm sorry for not going live earlier. We probably should have been live earlier when the storms hit Kansas City. But, man, we just weren't prepared for it. The risk today wasn't that high. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag in place for Columbia, Missouri up here. 188,000 people under this severe thunderstorm warning here. Get ready for some hail and some wind in places like California, Pierpoint, Columbia, Hallsville, and Centralia. And these are moving up towards Quincy and Hannibal and Palmyra as well. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on these storms as they go up through Missouri and into western portions of Illinois and southeastern portions of Iowa as well. And look at this. There's little cells down here too. I mean, I don't know if these are going to result in anything, but like little stuff like this, you got to watch. You have to watch on a day like today. All right, let's see what Storm Runner Media is up to. If we can get some service here. Storm Runner is on that storm down here in Oklahoma, which looks like it's very close to producing a tornado. Like it's so close. And like in real life, it looks very close too. I mean, you can't deny that. It's not just on radar that it has that look.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Oh, man, they upgraded that severe thunderstorm warning in Texas, by the way, to PDS. Now the storm over here in Shackelford and Throckmorton counties in Texas has 80-mile-per-hour winds possible with it. 80 miles per hour. And then we got a considerable severe up here in Iowa. Man, do we have anybody watching in Iowa, West Point, Fort Madison, any of these places? This is definitely going to be an incredibly strong storm here as it comes in.
It looked like it was trying. It was really going. Might be trying.
So just making sure you guys are getting ready for this 70-mile-per-hour winds over the next little bit. Coming up towards West Point and Mount Pleasant. This will eventually move up towards Wapello, Davenport in this area. This part of the line is definitely overperforming too. Quincy, Hannibal, Monroe City, and Palmyra. Y'all need to get ready here. Strong storm coming in. Will these storms make it to St. Louis? stay tuned. We'll find out together. I don't want to tell you what the forecast is because it's been plumb wrong today. Hey, huge shout out to Grumpy Codger for the 10 gifted. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Yes, tornado warning continues here for 105,000 people in the Cleveland County, Oklahoma area for the next 29 minutes. The rotation with this one has really calmed down. In fact, I can't even tell you right now where the rotation is on this. I'm surprised they haven't allowed that to expire, to be honest with you. But I can tell you right now that this one down here closer to Pauls Valley, this one is rotating like a top, okay? And if I lived in Pauls Valley, I'd be doing everything I could to take shelter because this is what that storm looks like. It's trying its best to pop down a little tornado right there. It's going to pop us one out right here. I believe it will. Yeah, stay sheltered in Norman. Do not get out of that safe spot just yet. Daggone it. Whenever I say stuff like, you know, hey, it's looking better, I'm doing that to kind of soothe, you know, there's people that tune in and they're scared to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally freaking out. People have, you know, storm anxiety and stuff, so I've got to do everything I can to make sure those people don't go off the deep end and get so scared that they don't take shelter and stuff, right? But anytime you're under that polygon, no matter whether it's looking good or not, take shelter, okay? Don't, you know, we're going to respect the polygon, right? Respect that polygon. Look at that. That's going to do it right now. If that doesn't pop out a full noodle, I would be surprised. Pauls Valley, this is coming up right towards you. Once again, a tornado warning for Garvin County in Oklahoma. 10,000 people should be taking shelter right now in Garvin County. Yeah, you're in Tulsa. Do we have some people watching in Tulsa? If you're watching in Tulsa, call your mom and them, all right? And say, hey, these storms are getting plumb wild. Tune in to Ryan here. Or, you know, turn on the local news, whatever it is. I don't care. You know what I mean? I just hope people understand that things are looking a little bit more intense than what they were earlier. Now, I don't know if that'll still be the case when these storms actually make it to Tulsa. But if it is, then hopefully we're getting some early warning out there.
This is a road, right?
I think it's up now.
Yeah.
So if you're just now tuning in, this is a live look right now of a tornado warned storm for Garvin County in Oklahoma. The rotating part of the storm is just to the west of Interstate 35. Storm Runner Media is currently on this road down here called Airline Road near McCarty. And we've got a front row seat here to the rotating mesocyclone, the wall cloud. We've got the whole thing right in front of us here. So if this was to produce a tornado, it would come out of that lowering right there that we see right in front of us.
I mean, I saw it with my eyes, so if I saw it, you guys should have seen it. Guess you can let me know in the chat if you did see it. Great to see almost 3,000 of you guys in here.
And then there's another storm that we're watching over here near Wichita Falls. Is anybody watching near Wichita Falls? If you guys are on your WeatherWise app on your phone or on the computer, you can pull up Corey Gherkin over here. You can watch him in the app. He's pretty close to that storm. There's also a Hazcam chaser down here, Aaron, who's pretty close to that as well. So we've got storm chasers in the WeatherWise app that's available for you guys to see if you want to track these storms on your own phone.
How do we feel about this?
Let's see here.
All these showers going into here.
Yeah, this line of storms is just absolutely overperforming, man. And even up here in Missouri, I think we're probably going to get some widespread damaging wind reports coming out of the northeast Missouri, southeast Iowa area over here in western Illinois. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on Hannibal and Quincy over the next little bit. I don't know if these will make it to St. Louis. Once the sun starts going down a little bit later, these storms are going to lose their steam like so fast it's not even funny. Like it's not even going to be funny.
Not too bad either. We're not even in the severe box box anymore? No, they make these really, really tiny.
But yeah, this is the WeatherWise app. If you don't have it yet, you can download it in the description. It's free. Breckenridge in Texas. This is Stevens County, Texas. You guys are now under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for golf ball size hail. And then plumb all the way over here in Nevada. You guys are having severe weather down here around Vegas. Clark County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Downtown Las Vegas is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Wow, that's honestly one of the bigger warning populations I've ever seen. 2.2 million people under a severe thunderstorm warning right now over here on the east side of Las Vegas. Of course, I haven't taken the time to get the traffic cameras in my app here because this is probably like one of the first times we've ever talked about Vegas on stream. But yeah, there's actually a pretty bad storm happening over here east of the Strip. Closer to old Vegas.
And that hook is falling apart.
All right, yeah. So Norman, Oklahoma, you guys are not under a tornado warning anymore. You're not under a tornado warning anymore. It's okay to come out of your safe spot. However, over here towards Denver and Stella, you guys are still under a tornado warning currently. And then that storm down here near Pauls Valley continues to look very impressive on radar and in real life, as seen from Storm Runner Media's point of view here. And then there's another supercell just to the south of that continues to show signs of rotation near the Chickasaw Nation, moving up towards Springer. So hopefully everybody's taking shelter. Greetings from Vegas. I watch you all the time. I've never seen us show up on your screen. Man, there's so many good surveillance, weather surveillance options in Vegas. We've just never taken the time to put them in our app. Because, like, you know, there's not a whole lot of weather down there. It happens, though. Maybe this will be the catalyst that gets us to put it in there. Yeah, Tornado Watch. Tornado Watch. We do have that now. Tornado Watch is now in effect until 10 p.m. Central for Ardmore, Duncan, Pauls Valley, McAllister, Muskogee, Tulsa. That's going to go on until 10 p.m. Central. So a few tornadoes possible, scattered hail up to 2-inch size possible, and scattered gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely. 1.4 million people are currently under that tornado watch out there. How do you get the weather app? Just download it. It's link in the description. It's free, iOS, Android. You can open it up in your browser, weatherwise.app. So here is the rundown, y'all. All right, we've got a big storm down here west of Dallas. Will these storms make it to Dallas? Probably not tonight. Probably not tonight. But over here to the south and east of Wichita Falls, we've got a chonker of a storm moving towards Scotland and Henrietta. Okay, this is Archer, Clay, and Wichita counties in Texas. We've got a huge thunderstorm producing half-dollar size hail moving over towards Henrietta. We've got Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin and Adam Lucio out there on that, and we will continue to show you this as we get more angles of it, more views of it. But there's not much of a tornado threat with this one, at least not right now. We do have some crazy winds, though. Look at this. A 74 mile per hour wind gust was just recorded back here near Lakeside City not too long ago. This was about 20 minutes ago. So that's going to cause damage as it goes down towards Jolly. Here's what it looks like right now.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
North and east of Oklahoma City. And we just got a new tornado warning. So this one includes
a
Shawnee
new tornado
and
warning
Tecumseh.
has been issued.
All right. So this is the storm that sparked this stream. The reason we went live today is because we had that confirmed tornado on the ground near Norman. That has since lifted. And now we've got ourselves a new area of circulation here that we're watching, and a new tornado warning for Cleveland and Pottawatomie counties in Oklahoma. This is what that storm looks like in real time right now as it crosses over Interstate 40 near Newalla. Okay, this traffic camera specifically is, just to the south of the town of Newalla. And just to the south of this is where we have the rotation that has sparked the tornado warning here for Pink, Bethel Acres, Gaddy, Shawnee, Tecumseh, Earlsboro, and Neal. So take shelter now. This is a dangerous storm. At least it's not an overpass. Yeah, I mean they're on the shoulder. That's probably all right. That's actually probably recommended, right? If you don't feel comfortable driving, pull off the road for sure. But don't park in the middle of the road under an overpass.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I don't know where people got that idea from.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We probably shouldn't be doing that. All right, Iowa. Let's add Iowa to the list of places that have tornado warnings now. Dang, dude, look at this. This is actually a really decent area of rotation here, too, near Bon Part. We've got Des Moines, Henry, Lee, and Van Buren counties in Iowa now under a tornado warning. Take shelter in Houghton, St. Paul, Salem, New London, Danville, Middletown, Mount Pleasant, and Mount Union. This is a brand new tornado warning that's out now for portions of Iowa, Des Moines, Henry, Lee, and Van Buren counties. Now let's go back to Texas. Texas, the storm near Wichita is starting to get a little bit more of a rotational aspect to it. Okay? So there's no tornado warning at all with this storm down here. Hold on, bear with me here. Yeah, there's no tornado warning with this storm down here near Wichita Falls, but there definitely is some rotation, and we're starting to see a little bit of a lowering, a little bit of what I would call a mesocyclone with this storm. So we're going to keep a close eye on this as the storm moves off to the east. We've got several storm chasers out here on this one.
Has been
so
issued.
if this one decides to drop a tornado, you'll see it here
has
first.
Been issued.
We just got another new tornado warning. That's going to be for the storm just to the south of the storm that we were looking at in Pauls Valley. This one's coming up towards Wynwood. Or do you guys say Wynnewood? Is that right? You guys say Wynnewood,
A new PDS
right?
severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. A new PDS severe thunderstorm
but yeah,
warning
look at this.
has been
This
issued.
area of rotation right here is what we're looking at. This just popped up. Now we've got Garvin and Murray counties under a tornado warning as this crosses over highway or Interstate 35 here soon. Pootie Snack says, hey, that's me in the car. Prove it. Prove it. I don't know what you're going to do, but you got to do something to prove it. Oh, and they've actually just upgraded. They just upgraded this severe thunderstorm warning down here for Archer and Clay counties to destructive. So we now have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Archer and Clay County in Texas. This is going to hit Archer City, Windthorst, Scotland, and Bellevue in Texas over the next hour. Take shelter now. Treat that as if it's a tornado warning. Yeah, 2% day, y'all. We definitely did not plan on going live today. We hit our 150 weather intensity score threshold to start an emergency live stream. And yet, things have just popped off a lot more than I guess we thought they would. Honestly, they started popping off a lot more than I thought they would earlier today. Thankfully, Yawbot's the real MVP. I was watching Yawbot's coverage, and it was doing a fantastic job. I was like, holy smokes. Holy smokes. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody do anything in that car, so I don't believe you. I don't believe that the person that's in that car there is watching the stream unless you turn the headlights off. No, don't do that. That would be unsafe. Unless you pull forward 6 inches and stop. All right, let's go check back in on Iowa. Tornado warning continues up here for Des Moines, Henry, Lee, and Van Buren counties in Iowa for the next 44 minutes. This includes Houghton, St. Paul, Salem, New London, Danville, and Mount Union in Oklahoma. Take shelter now. This is all the way up there in Iowa. They can stick their hand out. Yeah. They would have done something by now. It's not real. Take shelter if you're in New London in Iowa. Man, I added this thing that that shows the population, which is really cool. Like, it automatically determines the population of every warning, but it's really bogging my program down. You guys see that stuttering whenever I fly? Ugh. I got to work on that. Scotland, Archer City, and Windthirst in Texas. You guys are about to get slammed, absolutely plumb smacked by a significant severe thunderstorm here. 80-mile-per-hour winds are coming in here soon. All right, yeah, go ahead, y'all.
We have a new storm report indicating thunderstorm wind
All right.
damage in Hobart, Kiowa County, Oklahoma. The report, submitted via MPing, details 3-inch tree branches broken. This damage is estimated to have occurred around 2:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time, based on radar.
That was forever ago, y'all. You got anything more recent?
We have a confirmed report of significant thunderstorm wind gusts from Archer County, Texas. This occurred approximately 1 mile northeast of Holiday, where a trained spotter reported thunderstorm wind gusts to 75 miles per hour. That event was at approximately 5:05 p.m. Central Time, with the time of the gust estimated by radar. Winds of this intensity are capable of causing considerable damage, including to trees and power lines, and pose a significant hazard for anyone
A new
in the
tornado
path
warning
of this
has
storm.
been issued. A new tornado
All right, if
warning
you're just now tuning
has
in,
been
we've
issued.
got tornado warnings coming in and out of the wazoo. Okay, we've started an emergency live stream here because things have kind of kicked off more than we thought they would. We're getting damaging wind reports around Wichita Falls. We currently have tornado warnings lining up Interstate 35 south of Oklahoma City, so between Oklahoma City and Ardmore, and we've also got tornado warnings coming out up here in Iowa and now Illinois. Our newest warning here is going to be for Hancock, Henderson, Des Moines, Lee, and Clark County. So Clark County's in Missouri, Lee County's in Iowa, Des Moines County is in Iowa, Henderson and Hancock counties are in Illinois. Take shelter now. This right here is our area of rotation that we're looking at. It's going to go up towards Argyll, Argyll. Then it's going to cross over Highway 61 near Montrose and Fort Madison. Fort Madison right here on the border of Iowa and Illinois. You guys need to be taking shelter. And that's going to pretty much parallel Highway 61 up towards Burlington. Burlington, take shelter now. We've got 50,000 people under this warning. This is a dangerous situation, and we need you to take shelter. We've got a camera in Fort Madison. Check it out, bulls. Virtual rail fan. We got any rail fanners in the chat? If you don't know what rail fanning is, it's kind of like storm chasing, but with trains. People go, they try to see, they try to go look for trains and see trains and stuff. And it just so happens that everywhere there is a train, there is also a sky, and it just so happens that there is weather in the sky. So it's a beautiful partnership. It's a beautiful relationship we have with Virtual Railfan, as they let us view their cameras so we can see some of the sky. Oh, our buddy left. Our buddy left. The guy that was definitely in chat that was sitting there has now left. Looks like the storm's calming down in this part of Oklahoma, by the way. Let's come back to the radar. Let's zoom out. And let's get another, broad overview of what's going on here. This little sail right here that's formed north and west of Lebanon is looking pretty intense. It's dropping some pretty large hails. It goes up towards Osage Beach. Camdenton in Missouri. You guys need to be watching out for this. Looks like a pretty serious storm. No tornado threat right now, but it's something that we'll watch. There's a little bit of rotation in there. Probably the next place that's going to get hit pretty hard here is going to be, oh, daggone it, I don't remember. Is it just Mexico? Is it just Mexico? Is that how you guys say it? Or do you guys do something like Maheo or something? Goodness. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. Up here in Missouri, you guys are about to get hit by 60-mile-per-hour winds. And Oxvoss, you guys are about to get hit by 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. Fulton and New Bloomfield. Just Mexico? Okay, so it's not Mexico or nothing like that? Okay, good. I like it. Now, Quincy and Hannibal, you guys are next in line here to get a pretty significant storm here. We've got 44,000 people under the severe thunderstorm warning that's out now for Lewis, Marion, Monroe, Rawls, and Shelby counties in Missouri. Get ready in Canton, Palmyra, Monroe City. We're talking about 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. There is a tornado possible tag on here. Tons of little pockets of rotation all up and down that line. So get ready in Quincy. So that's what's happening up here. We got two places where stuff is happening. Stuff's happening here. Oh, we got a chaser over here. Who is this? Jennifer's just always there. You got to love it when you've just got somebody that's always there. Jennifer is one of those people. All right, so that's one of the places where stuff is happening. Another place where stuff is happening is down here between Oklahoma and Texas, okay? Wichita Falls, we've got a huge storm down here. Absolutely tearing stuff up. It's chewing stuff up. 80-mile-per-hour winds, 1.5-inch hail. Definitely doing damage out here between Archer City and Lakeside City in Texas. This is moving sort of to the south and to the east towards Archer City, Windthirst, and Scotland. Okay, so we need to be taking shelter if we're out here in Archer or Clay counties in Texas. In between all that, we've got tornado stuff. Okay, this is what, this is why we went live. We've got a tornado warning for Murray County, Oklahoma. That includes the town of Jollyville and Cedar Village. Interstate 35 out here between Hoover and Springer. Dangerous place to be. Just north of that, the town of Wynwood or Wynnewood is under a tornado warning. That area of rotation, Storm Runner Media is currently inspecting it for us. He doesn't see any tornadoes, but it could change very quickly, so we're not going to write it off. That area of rotation is pretty much right over the town now, so we need everybody in Wynnewood to take shelter, and that's going to be Garvin County and Murray counties in Oklahoma. And then just to the north of that, we've got about 5 minutes left on this warning up here for Pauls Valley, and then you guys will be good to go. Now, in Oklahoma City, on the southeast side, we've got a tornado warning for Cleveland and Pottawatomie counties. This is for 50,000 people over here, specifically in Bethel Acres, Shawnee, Tecumseh, and Earlsboro. There is a little bit of rotation here, but this is mostly a precautionary warning, just in case we get one of those spin-up tornadoes that pops out of here. We had a real bona fide tornado threat earlier near Norman with this storm, and it actually produced a tornado, I believe, not too long ago. And this is what that looked like. So this is what the tornado looked like. This is from Crazy Animal Lady. This is Rebecca on Twitter over here. And honestly, you can't tell if that's actually down on the ground. But this was near Interstate 35 at 5:04. That's when the tornado warning was issued for Norman with the the radar confirmed warning. So I believe that was a tornado, and we're probably still getting some damage reports in now. Do we have Y'allbot? Like, where are you, Y'allbot? Do we have any damage reports? Anything?
Breaking news from Clay County, Missouri. We have a report of thunderstorm wind damage from 1 mile north-northwest of Excelsior Springs. A utility company confirms a downed tree and wires near Lay Street. This occurred at approximately 2:54 p.m. Central Time, with the time estimated from radar.
Bruh. Why is all this stuff old? Okay, here's the report that came in of the tornado.
We have an observed tornado located 4 miles southeast of Newcastle
Yeah, so
in
this was
McLean
earlier.
County, Oklahoma. This was reported at approximately 5:04 p.m. Central Time. Official NWS observers state the KTLX radar has confirmed a tornado debris signature with this storm.
Yeah.
This indicates a dangerous tornado is likely on the ground. If you are in this area, you need to be taking
A
shelter
new
immediately.
tornado warning has been
So
issued.
from what I can tell, that's the only
tornado
report that I
warning
have on
has
that
been
chain.
issued.
So from what I can tell, there's no damage reports yet. So that's good. That's good. From that specifically, you know. All right, Oklahoma. We got another new tornado warning here. This is going to be for Garvin and Murray counties once again. We've got this area of rotation right in here that we're watching as it goes up towards the town of Sulphur. Sulphur, Oklahoma, you are under a tornado warning. Actually, the polygon isn't necessarily covering all of Sulphur. It's mostly on the western side of town, over here near the Arbuckle Memorial Hospital and the Walmart over there on the west side. But I would just go ahead and take shelter across the whole town of Sulphur. Y'all, we were together not too long ago with a big tornado. I don't think that this is going to be like that, but this is definitely could be a dangerous situation. So let's take shelter and prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? Storm Runner Media, he's right here. So if this thing pops out a tornado, we should be able to see it from his vantage point as well. Outlook tonight for Dallas. Oh man, I got to pull up the daggone models. I'm telling y'all, I was not planning on going live today. I was like, slight risk, 2%. Yeah, we'll let y'all cover today. But I was standing by. I was hanging out here. And honestly, now at this point, I wish I would have started earlier, because those storms that went through Kansas City earlier were actually pretty nuts. All right, hold on. I'm loading up the daggone models. Give me a second. Yeah, just a slight risk. There's 5% probability of tornadoes on the northern part of the line, but the part that has produced the tornadoes today, really, just 2%, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Okay, so yeah, these will probably make it to Dallas, but it'll be much later. Here's the latest from the HRRR. This is what our radar should look like about an hour from now. We're definitely going to see more of a linear feature here in Oklahoma as the storms approach Tulsa, much less in the way of supercells, okay? Does that mean that the tornado threat's going to be zero? Absolutely not. There's probably still going to be several tornado warnings. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point tonight Tulsa itself was under a tornado warning. So we will watch these storms approach Tulsa probably around 8 or 9 p.m. And then storms will then continue to move off to the east. We're going to see these storms really get close to Milwaukee probably around 10 p.m. So we'll be here for you guys during that. Storms are going to hang out and really not move very fast across central portions of Missouri. That's why I'm not necessarily convinced that St. Louis is going to have too much of a problem tonight, but you know, we'll be here just in case. Storms will get to Springfield and Joplin maybe around 11 p.m. And then, you know, the tail end Charlie's probably the strongest part of this line of storms will actually go into Dallas in the Fort Worth region around midnight to 1 a.m. So, yeah, that's my bad. I thought these storms were going to fizzle out, but honestly, this is uptrended quite a bit. And there's a lot of convective available potential energy out here for these storms to take advantage of. And the fact that they're already convecting as strongly as they are means that line, as it goes through Dallas, might actually be somewhat intense. So we're here, and we'll stay here for you as that happens. Plumb wild. Yeah, but things definitely, after the storms go by Dallas, things definitely calm down a lot after that. A whole bunch. Fizzle out naturally on their own. Yeah, that's usually what storms do. It's a natural process. They, you know, they form naturally on their own, and then they fizzle out eventually naturally on their own. Can we check on Iowa again? That's that you read my mind. That's exactly what I was getting ready to do. Iowa is, consider yourself checked on, because here we are. We do still have a tornado warning in effect, okay? And the rotation here is not anything to balk at. It's definitely not, you can't confirm that there's a tornado down with this, but what you can do is you can say, hey, there's some spin here, and that could contain a rain-wrapped tornado, so we're going to take this seriously in Bullard and Fort Madison, okay? Fort Madison, hopefully you guys are taking shelter. We've got 29 minutes left on this. We do have a tornado warning. We need to take shelter right now. Also up there towards Burlington and Middletown. Some more specific places that I can name off here include the Burlington Care Center. All right, Burlington Care. The Fort Madison Family Physicians Center. How about you down there? The Small Grand things. And the Des Moines County Sheriff Office. Yeah, look at that. The rotation is going to come right over the western side of Fort Madison, so hopefully everybody's taking shelter. This definitely could be producing a tornado here shortly. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a tornado warning for several counties in Illinois, Iowa, and there was a little bit of Clark County, Missouri that was included here, but that's been shaved off. Argyle is not in this warning anymore. The rotation's right here, and it's moving this way. So Fort Madison takes shelter. Anybody in Hancock or Henderson counties in Illinois, Des Moines or Lee counties in Iowa, take shelter now. And we've got cows. Not in the same way that you would expect on a stream like this, but there are cows there. And Virtual Rail Fan, this is Fort Madison. So we do have a live view of the town of Madison. So honestly, this is this is literally where that rotation is. So if there's going to be something pop out here, it's going to happen right in front of us. So this is a live look right now at the town of Fort Madison as it's about to get hit by a severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado. In fact, this camera specifically is going to get hit by the rear flank downdraft that would help support a tornado if there was going to be one. Oh. But if there's a tornado here, we might not be lucky enough to be able to see it. There's a chance that it's going to be behind that big shield of rain there. Notice how you can see kind of like the textures of the clouds and then nothing behind it. That's a wall of water that's about to slap this camera here. All right, we'll go back to the multi-view until that wall of water gets there so we can see the cows. And then let me update you on the tornado warning that continues in Oklahoma for Shawnee and Tecumseh. All right, tornado warning continues for Shawnee and Tecumseh in Oklahoma. That's Pottawatomie counties. Pottawatomie County. We need you to take shelter for the next 26 minutes. Honestly, right now, there's some really strong winds coming through the town of Shawnee. Do we have anybody watching in Shawnee? Because I would be surprised if it wasn't getting plumb wild out there. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some power outages. Definitely on Velocity looks like something that would produce some power outages. All right, here's what it looks like in Fort Madison right now as that tornado warned storm comes in. You see, I like Virtual Rail Fan because unlike the traffic cameras that just always point at the ground, they know when to point at the sky. They know. It's not always about the ground. Sometimes we need some sky. But yeah, if there's a tornado with that storm, we're not going to see it. It's completely rain wrapped. So that's why we need you to take shelter in Fort Madison and in Burlington in Iowa. Yeah, they're getting plumb smacked. Sulphur, Oklahoma. Yeah, you guys are still under a tornado warning. And unfortunately, the rotation with your supercell is actually starting to ramp up a little bit. You can see it very clearly here as it approaches Stormrunner Media's location. And holy smokes, Stormrunner Media's storm looks very impressive. You can see the whole bottom of the mesocyclone there. So this is a live shot of the storm that is currently approaching Sulphur, Oklahoma. So take shelter now. And this is a live shot of a very high resolution live shot of some cows in Texas. This is ahead of that destructive severe thunderstorm warning. And this is a live shot of the tornado warning storm going through Fort Madison right now. Oh, can you guys hear something? You guys got audio? Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. Yeah, that was that tornado video. And by the way, that was a tornado. Yeah, guys, I don't have all my buttons. You know what it is? Meteorologist Andy Hill was here the other day, and I think that he actually sabotaged me, and he's messed up my volume controls. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but meteorologist Andy Hill actually came and visited the weather house the other day. It was plumb wild. If you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning for Sulphur in Oklahoma. Hopefully everybody's taking shelter out there in Garvin and Murray counties. And here we go. Stormrunner Media's got a great view of that storm right now. This is a live look at that storm as it is trying to produce a tornado right now as it goes up towards Davis and Jollyville.
Yeah, so we were looking up there. We couldn't see because of the hill.
Oh man, here's another video from that the tornado earlier in Oklahoma. Golly. What an incredible video. So if you're just now tuning in, the reason we started the stream today is because we had a tornado near Norman, Oklahoma, and this is a very recent video of that tornado as it was forming. And right now, at this very moment, another tornado is forming to the south of that. And that's going to be coming up towards Sulphur. So this is a live look right now of the tornado-warned storm for Garvin and Murray counties in Oklahoma. We need you to take shelter out here, especially if you're in the town of Cedar Village or Jollyville.
Yeah.
That's about to do it, ain't it? 8,000 people in this warning. Right now, the tornado is technically in a pretty rural area, but as soon as it crosses over, if that touches the ground and it crosses over Interstate 35, it's going to be hitting some more populated areas here. Yeah, it's tightening up. So if you were to look directly underneath that lowering there, you would be looking at the YMCA Camp Classen. So if you know where the YMCA is over here with the lake or the little pond and all that stuff next to Lick Creek, then you know where that tornado is. And it's going to cross Interstate 35 near the Washita River floats and then move dangerously close to Davis if it continues to tighten up, which that funnel doesn't look too healthy, but it's definitely dangling. Yeah, Jollyville. That's how you guys say that, right? Jollyville, Washita, Davis. Yeah, that thing's. I mean, that went from like 60 to 0 very fast. Hopefully that trend continues.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, that looks like more of a shelf type feature. I think what's happening over there on the right, that's an SLC. That's a scary looking cloud. The thing that we were looking at over there on the left was a little bit more of an actual problem. Yeah, go ahead, y'all lot. If you've got something new, go ahead.
We have a new storm report detailing thunderstorm wind damage from 3 miles north of Sedalia in Pettis County, Missouri. A utility company reported downed tree limbs and wires near Route H. This occurred at approximately 4:17 p.m. Central Time, with the time of the event estimated from radar.
So this is a live look right now at this storm that is producing the tornado warning for Sulphur, Oklahoma. It just about popped out a tornado, but at this very moment, it's not doing that. So hopefully that trend continues. Also, Fort Madison, we've lost power on our virtual railfan camera here. So that storm knocked out the power in a good portion of Fort Madison, at least. But yeah, we need you to continue taking shelter in Burlington because, you know, whether that was tornado damage or not that caused the power outage, it's still going to be coming right up towards Burlington. Next in line, we've got Wever, Skunk River, Spring Grove, the BRL Southeast Iowa Regional Airport, and then downtown Burlington. 13,000 people still in this tornado warning here. I'm sorry, that's actually 49,000 people still under this tornado warning here as the rotating part of the storm continues to ride up Highway 61. Iowa has good traffic camera coverage, but literally only on Interstate 80. Nothing down here. Oh my gosh, did I leave the audio on again? Dude, I'm telling you, Andy, it's Andy's fault. Definitely Andy's fault. Oh, wait.
How do we want to play this?
Okay, so this sound is from the Stormrunner Media. So that's the tornado siren sound. This is actually live from Stormrunner Media right now.
Gosh dang it. What direction is that one moving in? Is that going northeast too?
Yeah, go ahead, y'all bot.
Pause the GFS run real quick. Ryan, the chat's new Oh My Stars award goes to Falls Creek near Davis, Oklahoma, with massive concern for a youth camp there. Meanwhile, Columbia, Missouri is reporting sirens, and Fort Madison, Iowa is still on everyone's mind, now with power outage reports. Oh, and the chat's pronunciation committee has ruled. Washita is Washita. Bless your heart.
Washita, gotcha. So the siren sound that you hear is from the storm that Stormrunner Media is on. We've got a little bit of his audio coming through. And somebody said something about sirens in Columbia. I don't know why. There's no tornado warning or anything in Columbia. Strong storms coming through. There was a damage report. There's no details about it. It's just there was some damage in Columbia as a result of this storm not too long ago, but no tornado. No tornado, as from what I can tell. There's some strong winds moving into Benton City and Kingdom City now, though. So we do need to be, taking precautions out there. And then the sirens that you hear, the reason those are going off is because of this storm right here, the one that's coming up towards Sulphur, Oklahoma. Get ready for it. That's what we're looking at right now from Stormrunner Media's point of view. We got to take shelter immediately. Is Twitter down?
Oh.
Yeah, no, there is. You're right.
Yeah.
Why are you stopping?
Oh yeah.
You talking to me or your chat?
Dang. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Y'allbot. Y'allbot changes the light colors now.
A new storm report details thunderstorm wind damage in Blackwater, Cooper County, Missouri. According to a utility company, tree limbs and wires are down in the Blackwater area. This was reported at approximately
Garrett, what is that? You
4:31
see
p.m. Central
the trees?
Time, with the time
Yeah, all
estimated
this
from
old
radar.
stuff.
I can't.
I
That's
mean,
why I was
these reports are
outside
just now
some
coming in. I guess it takes a while to process them.
To me, it looks like that the rotation is. See, but there's rain currents or anything.
Wash it
exactly
towel.
where that little booger is. I feel like this is the rotation is.
Yeah, if you're
is
just
slowing
now tuning
down.
in, we're watching this very closely. We're kind of just tuned into Storm Runner Media here because we're trying to see if we can see any more of that rotation as the storm comes into Sulphur. I know we got a lot of people that watch this in Sulphur. So if we see anything really concerning, we'll be the first ones to let you know. But honestly, I just get to shelter anyways, even if we don't see anything here. You know what I mean? Just in case. That is definitely a powerful looking storm coming into Sulphur, Oklahoma right now.
Well, let's go. Not necessarily tornado down, but
Yeah, Karen, I was here. We covered the Sulphur storm, and then we went.
God
with the y'all
damn
squad,
it!
and we helped out a lot of people in Sulphur.
yeah, it looks like it's trying to reconsolidate, guys.
What the fuck is going on with the damn internet?
Yeah, it's a big shell cloud, which kind of points to the idea that this might be going outflow dominant, which is something that we would hope for. Could still bring about some damaging winds, but definitely better
Sorry.
than a tornado. All right,
Sorry,
let's go
but
back to
I'm getting real
the
sick
Iowa
and tired
storm
of
real quick.
being fucking booted
Burlington,
offline.
hopefully
It's
everybody in
starting to piss me
Burlington,
off.
Iowa, still in their safe spots. We've got our rotation here, which is
did
honestly a little bit
several
less
fucking
compact than it was when it went through Fort Madison. That means that we might have a little bit less of a chance of an actual tornado happening here, but there's still enough rotation to where
And it only
a
happens
tornado
on
could
fucking
happen. So
Greenville.
stay sheltered in Burlington at least for the
No
next
other
12
game.
minutes.
Just
Put as many
Greenville.
walls between you and the outside world as possible. This includes you, Middletown, and Danville as well. We've got just a couple minutes left on this tornado warning up here for New London and Mount Union, Iowa as well. So stay in your safe spots for a little bit of time there as well. And I just don't see any rotation with that one. So hopefully that one's let up, but stay sheltered just in case. And it does look like these storms
Oh, you
are
did
gonna
not
try to
just
move
leak
up
my
towards
fucking
Davenport.
location, you son of a bitch.
And yeah, eventually they will make it up. Maybe they'll make it up towards Chicago. So
Yeah,
we'll
we'll see
keep
about
covering
that.
these storms as they go up into Peoria and places like that. Gosh, man. Illinois, you need better traffic cameras. You guys need to talk to your governor or whoever it was, whoever that takes care of that, and get some better traffic cameras. I'm so spoiled by all these states with like thousands of traffic cameras. Like, it's such a disappointment whenever we start having warnings in places that don't have them. Skylar says I will call him. Skylar says I will call him. So don't worry, guys. We're going to call the governor of Illinois, and we're going to get that sorted out for me. No big deal at all with the Ryan Hall y'all audience. We can do anything. We can. All right, destructive severe thunderstorms still happening down here in Archer and Clay counties in Texas. We got 6,729 people in the polygon here. That's moving down towards Windthirst. So make sure you guys are taking shelter. We've got ping pong size hail and 80-mile-per-hour winds coming down right now. Dollar Generals, yeah. Yeah, we're still working on that. We're making big moves, son. We've got high profile meetings lined up. All right. Can't tell you too much, but we're We're going to get them daggone cameras. All right, we're going to catch them tornadoes. Because I'm telling you what, like that's the number one way that we've found that actually gets people to pay attention to warnings and gets them to care about them. So if we can just show the storm, not just in this way, not just with the colorful radar, the more ways that we can do that, the better. So we're trying to get more cameras and we're working on it. Yeah, if you're just now tuning in, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And but mostly the share button. We're going to be here on the air as the storms approach Tulsa and Dallas and Chicago. And if there's anybody out there that maybe doesn't have adequate access to coverage elsewhere, or maybe just doesn't like watching the news, would rather watch it in this format, we're going to be here for them. So let them know. It's free. Put this out there on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're going to be here free and commercial free for the foreseeable future as the storms get closer to Dallas. Checking back in on our tornado warning over here for Sulphur and, areas north of Sulphur. Garvin, Pontotoc, and Seminole counties
has been issued.
Are under a tornado warning. So this includes Ada,
tornado
Ada,
warning
Oklahoma.
has been
You guys
issued.
are under a tornado warning. Take shelter now. This is a dangerous storm. We want you to get into that lowest floor, interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. Daggone. Check out this storm from Adam Lucio's point of view down here in Texas. Absolutely crazy. This is the storm right now that is coming out of Scotland and moving down towards Windthirst. This is that destructive, severe thunderstorm that we've got down here in Archer and Clay counties in Texas. And that newest tornado warning, once again, includes Ada, Bing, and Stratford. We want you to take shelter in Ada for the next 30 minutes. Also, Sulphur, Oklahoma, you guys are still under a tornado warning here. Stormrunner Media, the camera in the middle there, he's on that. It looks like the rotation's tightening up, so hopefully everybody in Sulphur is actually sheltered. We definitely saw a funnel cloud with this earlier, and the rotation kind of looked like this. So anything tighter than that is going to be a problem. So make sure you take shelter in Sulphur. Yeah, we'll go check in on some of these other states right here in a second. Go ahead, y'all.
Hold your horses, Ryan.
All right.
Chat's got Burlington, Iowa on high alert with lowering reports, plus big concerns for Joplin and Hannibal, Missouri. And that Falls Creek Youth Camp in Oklahoma is still weighing heavily on their minds. The Great Columbia, Missouri siren mystery deepens, with many now saying all clear. And by the way, it's Weaver, Iowa. The pronunciation police are on duty, and don't worry, they're all wondering if their specific blade of grass will be okay too.
All right, so an update really quick on the tornado warning in Burlington. We do have a tornado warning in place for you guys, and hopefully you all are taking shelter because it's hitting right now. We've actually got another rail fan down here. It was hiding underneath the underneath the city name there. But yeah, the storm's just now coming into Burlington. We need you to take shelter. The rotation is not quite as intense as it was whenever we were looking at this in Fort Madison, but we still have that tornado warning for the next 5 minutes. So take shelter now. Will they reissue this as the storm gets closer to Gladstone? if that's the case, then we'll let you know. But I'm not 100% certain that they will, as the rotation is kind of backed off a little bit. But Gladstone, y'all watch out as the storm is getting closer to you.
A new tornado warning
We
has
will
been
let
issued.
you know if they issue a
A
warning
new
for you.
tornado warning has been issued.
But yeah, how's it going in Burlington right now? How are the Burlington people doing? Probably a pretty good amount of wind coming through. That's what it looks like anyways.
A new tornado warning
Oh man, they
has been
issued a
issued.
tornado warning for that Texas storm. Holy smokes, and it's
A
popping out
new
a big hook
tornado
too. Look
warning
at that.
has been issued.
Man, just in the past couple of frames here, this thing has popped out a big hook, a big rotational couplet here. And yeah, so now we've got a tornado warning for windthirst, however you say it. You guys know what I'm talking about, daggone it. This is what that storm looks like up close and personal. So a tornado warning is now in place for Archer and Clay counties in Texas. Take
What
shelter
the-
now. Windthirst, got you. So if you're just now tuning in, we've got a tornado warning for Archer and Clay counties in Texas. Places like Windthirst and Prospect and Buffalo Springs need to be taking shelter right now. And yeah, that's actually a pretty powerful area of rotation that we see coming together right here. So if that drops the tornado, it could actually be a pretty intense one. You can see that we actually have a decent hook right now. So yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. We continue to have a tornado warning for Murray and Pontotoc County over here in Oklahoma as well. We continue to have a tornado warning for Sulphur, Oklahoma. And man, that area of rotation is coming together quite significantly as well. Look at this. You see the reds and greens really tight and close together here? That's a sign that we could have a tornado trying to come down right now as it approaches Sulphur. This is what that looks like from Storm Runner Media's point of view. Definitely a healthy mesocyclone there. This could produce a tornado as it comes into town. This would come in on the western side where the Walmart is. If you know where the Walmart is in Sulphur, over there next to the Arbuckle Memorial Hospital, that's where that tornado would enter town. So hopefully it doesn't. But man, that's definitely enough rotation to support a tornado there. So take shelter now in Sulphur, and then also just beyond that in Hickory, Roth, and Fitzhugh, and then also in Ada and Bing. This is Garvin, Pontotoc, and Seminole counties in Oklahoma. We've got a tornado warning, and we need you to take shelter immediately. And my goodness, look at the view from Jennifer here of the storm coming out of Burlington. Look at that wall of water there, man. Holy smokes. So yeah, this is a live look right now from up there near Gladstone, Illinois, with that tornado warned storm that's coming out of Burlington right now. So once again, Burlington is still under a tornado warning, and they actually just now issued a new tornado warning for that storm that goes out past Burlington. So this is for Gladstone. So that's where Jennifer is right now, Biggsville, Monmouth, and all these places. So we need you to take shelter now in Henderson County, Illinois, Mercer County, Illinois, Warren County, Illinois, and Des Moines counties in Iowa. So right here's where that rotation is. This is where Jennifer is. So we've got a dangerous storm capable of doing serious damage here as it goes up towards Biggsville, Gladstone, and Little York and Monmouth in Illinois. Take shelter immediately. 38,000 people in that warning. 21,000 people in the tornado warning down here for Sulphur, Roth, and Ada. So hopefully you guys are taking shelter as well. Man, Burlington's getting hit pretty hard here. This is a live look from Burlington, Iowa, which is under a tornado warning. This is what it looks like underneath that big wall of water and wind that we just saw from Jennifer's point of view. Getting plumb smacked. Yeah, go ahead, y'all bot.
Just moments ago, a report of thunderstorm wind damage out of Bering in Knox County, Missouri. Knox County Dispatch has reported a tree down in the town. This occurred at approximately 5:04 p.m. Central Time, with the time estimated from radar.
Look at that. This is a live look at that tornado warned storm in Texas. But we should probably fly back down there and get an update on this. This was looking pretty, this is still looking crazy on radar. Pretty strong rotation right over the town of Windthirst. Corey Gherkin's right here. And this is what he's seeing on top of his location. So if you're just now tuning in, this is a live look at the tornado warned storm that's coming down into Archer and Clay counties in Texas. And this is what it looks like right now in Burlington, Iowa, which is getting hit pretty hard by a tornado warned storm that is then going to go up towards Gladstone in Illinois. And Jennifer's got an incredible view of this. Look at this. That is crazy. What you're seeing there on the right side, that's just a thick column of rain and hail, just like a wall. That is a wild view. And you can, I'll tell you why it looks like that. This very sharp cut to the bow here. I mean, it's literally nothing and then the downpour of your life. So we don't even have time for a shelf cloud here. It's just boom. Boom. And definitely if there's still a tornado with this, 100%, you're never in a million years going to see it. That's going to be rain wrapped as heck. Come on, Jennifer, point us back to the right just a little bit. That's crazy. And then Adam's got a good view of the storm in Texas with some of that scud, some of that rising scud. If we're going to see a tornado, it's going to happen somewhere right around here. Corey Gherkin's got a good view of that. Honestly, an incredible day to look at these storms, especially the ones down here in Texas. Yeah, tonight's stream was unexpected. So I don't think we're going to have Andy. Andy has to, Andy doesn't have his setup at home. He has to go to like a studio near his home to join us. And we just did not think that we were going to go live today. So can't hold it against him. Look at that rotation, my guy. Holy smokes. All right, so if you're just now tuning in, what we're looking at here is a tornado warned storm in Texas. We're going to keep that playing above my head here, and we're going to go back to the radar and show you the tornado warned storm that we have in Illinois. Gladstone, Biggsville, you guys are getting hit right now. Next in line is going to be Bald Bluff, Little, York, Eleanor, Monmouth, and Kirkwood. Take shelter now. Out here in Missouri, do we have any Missourians watching? Got a decent storm going through Jefferson City right now. So we will we'll tell you about this. It just went through Jefferson City, causing some small hail and some winds. That's going to be moving up towards Mocaine, Lynn, and Chamoy. Chamoy, am I saying that right? As it goes off to the north and east. Yeah, and these storms are getting closer to St. Louis, so maybe there's a world where these make it to St. Louis. I don't know. I was expecting them to kind of fizzle out before they got there, but today's been a day of surprises. Tulsa, you've got a strong line of thunderstorms moving towards you. This right here is almost certainly producing damaging winds over here near Oilton. So if this continues, it'll be moving through Tulsa here soon, and this also has QLCS tornado written all over it. So I still would not be surprised at all if we saw a tornado warning at some point this evening for Tulsa. Nothing crazy. I don't want you guys to be scared in Tulsa, but there's definitely some strong storms on the way, okay? And we're going to be here for you as they approach. And then checking back in on Sulphur. My goodness. The storm down here near Sulphur continues to look more and more impressive. This is a live look at that storm right now as it goes just to the north and west of Sulphur.
Does she not have a mic or something?
The strongest rotation is. I still don't see anything making contact with the ground. But my goodness, if that's not a
I wasn't being read. I just
storm on
wasn't
radar. Hopefully everybody in the town of Sulphur sheltered right now. Also, we need you to get to shelter in Hickory, Denny, Roth, Fitzhugh, Lawrence, and that's Murray and Pontotoc counties in Oklahoma.
Well,
Take shelter now.
It's just I've been playing War Thunder.
Oh, okay. Really? War Thunder?
What? Y'all said that you only had a 30% chance of streaming? Yeah. Yeah, today's the day that we did not think that we were going to go live. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. We triggered the emergency live stream whenever the weather intensity score crossed 150.
My internet is nice. What do you mean?
Yeah, so there is a
your mic
strong
says otherwise.
Heading up towards Davenport. I know we've got a lot of people watching in Davenport. You guys are not under any warning just yet. However, just to your west and southwest, there is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. And there's actually a couple areas of rotation that are starting to show up right in here. So Davenport's another place where I would not be surprised at all if we saw a tornado warning a little bit
When you're done streaming, Jefferson, I want to tell Ava about some of my stories about what happened today. But
y'all watch out if you're in Davenport.
I can't do that while you're streaming.
And then Corey Gherkin, he's got just a fascinating view of the storm in Texas. I've got to go inspect that on radar. Holy smokes. Yeah, this thing is still cranking. This thing is still cranking. This is a live look right now at a tornado warned storm right over the town of Windthirst in Texas. This is Archer and Clay counties. This thing is trying to produce a tornado right now. So hopefully everybody in Archer and Clay County in Texas is sheltered.
If Mother Nature was a real person, I'd launch a SWAT raid on her ass.
I'll make a SWAT raid on your ass. Wait, what?
Yeah, we're hearing some reports of some damage out there.
No,
there was a possible tornado damage at the Landers Chevrolet of Norman earlier. I definitely think that was a tornado that when we first went live, the storm that was going through Norman, that was almost
I've rode through her, so I've
a new tornado warning has been issued.
What?
This
a new tornado warning has been issued.
Is not a tornado, but it looks like it's trying to be. And it could be very soon.
Wait, why can I hear that whenever no one's mic is on?
All right, let's come
Yeah.
back over
I'm
here
not
to radar.
watching
We
our
did just get a
stream.
new tornado warning in Oklahoma. This is south and east of Sulphur. Man, look at these little
A new
shrimps,
tornado
these little
warning
supercells.
has been
Just
issued.
Keep on. Oops. Whoa.
Oh, that's fuck.
Just keep on forming.
Stop it.
New
See that
information.
area right
This
there?
tornado
That's where
warning
we would
has been
expect
up.
the tornado would be. We've got rotation right here north and east of Mill Creek. That's moving up
you,
towards
stop it.
places like Pontotoc, Connorville, and East Jesse. So take shelter right now. If you're in Cole, Johnston, or Pontotoc counties in Oklahoma, this is a
And, you know,
dangerous
it-
storm.
the thing
And this
is,
is
I have
capable of
the
producing a big
actual,
tornado.
like,
Is that supercellular structure is nothing to
full
play around
version
with.
of everything, and you know, it's.
And then, yeah,
One of
downtown
them is real
Sulphur,
loud.
the rotation is going over you right now. That's what you're
Mhm.
seeing from Storm
And
Runner
I
Media's
only
point of view.
play, you know, the one that's real loud is the
Is Sulphur,
wait,
Oklahoma.
is
So
the
hopefully
alarm.
everybody is in their safe spot over there next in line.
And I only play
With that
that
storm's
either
going to
on
be
a
Hickory and
PDS
then
or a
Roth and
Tor
then
E,
Fitzhugh.
Well, they're both rare.
So just a
Well, not
gaggle of
that
tornado
rare.
warned storms out here around Ada,
Exactly. I was
Sulphur,
about to say, what are you
and
talking
Colgate
about?
in Oklahoma.
What?
And yes, that is the
What?
official term, a gaggle.
What?
What?
Oh, chamois
What?
is
What?
chamois.
God damn! I swear we're
What?
fucking brothers at this point.
Gotcha.
Who?
Me and Ava.
Yeah, that's an SLC and a half and 3/4.
Brothers.
I've ever seen one.
Don't
Don't
it?
you dare. Don't,
Man, it just looks like a
you dare,
monster from Adam's
Jefferson.
point of view, doesn't it? This is the Texas storm, by the way.
I will kill you.
Last I checked, Ava was a girl. Last I checked, Ava was a girl's name.
Huge hail falling in there.
I don't think she wants to expose herself.
18 minutes left on our tornado warning up here.
I never
in
said on
Illinois,
stream.
by the
I'm
way.
just saying. Last I checked.
I think she wants to kill you now.
So we continue to have a tornado warning for Henderson County, Illinois, Mercer County, Illinois,
I got
Warren County,
this.
Illinois, for the next 18 minutes.
Phone number and email address on a police report. The fuck?
Look at your Discord and tell me something. Has he noticed yet?
What?
Has he noticed yet?
Oh.
So take shelter now. And then continuing to
He
analyze
hasn't
those areas
noticed?
of rotation down here that are approaching Davenport. They haven't gotten any more significant. So I'm not too worried about them, but we're definitely keeping a very close eye on them as they get closer to Edgington and Millersburg.
James.
Considerable
Armor-
severe thunderstorm warning for y'all,
Major
though.
James.
Get ready for 70-mile-per-hour winds as these storms come in. Man, Storm Runner Media is coming right up
you
on the
hear
rotating part of
me?
that sulfur storm.
I don't think he cares.
So this is Oklahoma again. The rotating part of the storm that's going over the town of Sulphur right now, and eventually is going to go towards Hickory.
Marco.
What do you
Hopefully
need? I'm
everybody's taking shelter.
focusing. I'm filling in a report. What do you need?
What do you need? Why are you filling out a port? For what?
Oh my god.
Yeah, go ahead, y'all bot.
All right, Ryan.
It's
The
in an
chat's
arrest
going
warrant,
wilder
you
than a
dingus.
tumbleweed in a tornado.
Actually, no,
The
it's an
Quad Cities
accident.
crew,
It's an accident
Davenport,
report. Actually,
Bettendorf, Milan,
Oh, boy.
Eldridge are reporting a full-blown
Yeah, phone
siren
call.
festival up there.
By toast.
Missouri
right
is still
back.
buzzing about Jefferson City and Hannibal, plus lots of chatter about earlier KC area action
Okay.
and that Norman OK tornado confirmation. And don't worry, Dallas, we see your arc building plans forming in the chat. Meanwhile, Southern California is still convinced it's the star of this stormy show, with more thunder and even reports of shattered glass from the hail.
Okay. California, you can deal with anything.
All right. So
Get a
lots of action out there right now. We are going to continue to cover all of these storms equally as we go forward, with a little bit more attention, obviously, to the ones that immediately are threatening life and property. This one over here near Sulphur, Oklahoma, is a big problem for our friends in Hickory and Roth. So
Exactly
hopefully
my
everybody's
point.
taking shelter. Additionally, the storm over here in Texas, the one that we're seeing from Corey Gherkin's point of view right now, is also going to be a big problem for our friends over here near Joy, Shannon, Prospect, and Buffalo Springs. So hopefully you guys are getting into your safe spots. The velocities here are crazy. So even if we don't have a tornado, we definitely have 80, 90 mile per hour winds coming out of this part of the storm here near Deer Creek. So get ready for that. And then, of course, I know that you guys are, curious, and I think probably a lot of the people that are watching right now are watching from this area. There is 15 minutes left on this tornado warning here for Monmouth, and we'll let you know if they decide to reissue that warning. If they do, it might include Alexis and Viola. But I would also look out in Davenport. There's a little bit of rotation down here near Millersburg that might end up getting a tornado warning at some point, and that's something that we've got to watch out for in Davenport. So strong line of storms is approaching Davenport, but nothing to worry about just yet. Yeah, there's a couple of storms up here in Wisconsin as well. Nothing, I mean, there's nothing even warned. Couple of special weather statements. Just a brief shower coming through Madison right now. There will probably be some gusty winds with that. Jefferson City, the strongest part of your storm's past you now. It's moving over towards Chamois now.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Okay, so they did decide to extend that tornado warning up here. Or no, this is the y'all watch that we just issued, essentially. So now Millersburg, Edgington, and Davenport, you guys are now under a tornado warning. It's official. It's official. Take shelter now. This is a dangerous storm. It's going to be heading up towards Millersburg first, then Sugar Grove, Gingle, Corners, Marston, Hamlet, Reynolds, Preemption, Taylor Ridge, Oak Grove, Milan, and then the greater southern portion of Davenport. So we were watching this area of rotation, and it looks like the National Weather Service was too. And now we have this tornado warning for Davenport. That's going to be for Mercer and Rock Island counties in Illinois and Scott County in Iowa.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And they actually extended this other warning,
too. A new
too.
tornado warning has been issued.
Now, Henderson, Henry, Mercer, and Warren counties in Illinois are also under a tornado warning. This includes Viola, Alpha, and Aledo in Illinois. So take shelter now. There's about 20,000 people in that one. Definitely stronger rotation with the storm coming up towards Millersburg right now. I'm more concerned about that one. Oof. Yeah, that one actually might be a problem, y'all. So, yeah, Millersburg's a tiny little town. But if this does come into Millersburg, and this is on the ground, it would come in on the side where 115th Avenue is. So everybody, look at this tiny town, y'all. Everybody in this little town of Millersburg needs to be taking shelter right now. That could actually be a tornado on the ground here. If one more scan comes in that looks like this, and we have another little debris signature looking thing like this, that is something that you can almost certainly say is a tornado. It's a little bit too early to say it right now, but it's possible, and that would be coming right up into that little town. So Millersburg, Illinois, take shelter now. This is an extremely dangerous situation. And it's very possible that we've got a tornado coming right up into the town here. Yeah, I think that's a tornado, y'all. So take shelter. We've got a tornado on the ground here as it comes up towards Millersburg. Right after that, it might be going up towards Hamlet and then Preemption. Sandra West, thank you. Thank you for the gifted memberships. And also thank you to Chimes Snow for the gifted. Yeah, right there is your tornado debris signature. So hopefully the National Weather Service will see that as well, and they will upgrade this to an observed tornado warning. So a little bit of radar 101 for you. By the way, Tulsa, you guys are about to get hit by a storm. It's not severe warned yet. We'll see what happens here, but the rain and the wind is about to move in from the west. We'll let you know if there's any updates on that. But if you're following along on WeatherWise, load up the KDVN radar here in Davenport. Come down to the Millersburg storm. Switch to velocity. And you can see that we actually have a really tight velocity couplet here. Very small, but definitely a tight area where we have strong winds, stronger winds blowing towards the radar, and maybe some stronger winds blowing away from the radar. That's counterclockwise rotation. That's how we know that it's rotating there. And then if we flip over to the correlation coefficient, you can actually see, let me pull this forward here. You can actually see we're actually one scan behind on this radar, but this right here, it lines up directly with that the velocity signature. Let me flip over here. I'm using WeatherWise too, but for whatever reason, it's updating over here. You can see that we have that lowered level of correlation coefficient right on top of the couplet. Okay, so what that means is that we've got stuff in the sky that shouldn't be there. And, you know, that happens all the time. Like, you can come over here and you can look at, like, this, for example, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, is that a tornado? No, because it doesn't correspond with a big area of rotation. And it doesn't correspond with a hook on the reflectivity. All three of these things have to kind of line up, right? But yeah, that right there is a tornado debris signature, and that's how you can kind of spot them on radar. Yeah, today's definitely overperformed. I think you can say that without a doubt. Yep, Davenport is under a tornado warning. We need you to take shelter now. Give me just a second, y'all.
We have a new storm report from Wichita County, Texas. Thunderstorm wind gusts of 63 miles per hour have been measured by an automated observing system, ASOS, located 1 mile east-northeast of Shepherd Air Force Base. This occurred at approximately 5:16 p.m. Central Time. Winds of this intensity can cause tree damage, potential power outages, and create hazardous conditions on roadways.
Looks like Corey Gherkin's getting plumb smacked. Oh, yeah. So Corey Gherkin is on that tornado warned storm in Texas. This is that tornado warned storm down there in Clay County, Texas. So he's getting overtaken right now by that rear flank downdraft. Man, that's probably about to produce a huge tornado. Look at this. Big time velocity couplet coming together here. But also, look at this. It's happening inside the storm. That forward flank is going to close off any view of the tornado. We're not going to be able to see it. Unless Corey literally is so close to it that he would get, you know, hurt by it, which we don't want that. I don't think we'll be able to see this one, but that is probably about to produce a pretty big tornado here near Deer Creek in Texas. What radar do you use? It's WeatherWise. WeatherWise.app. It's free.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, so they did go ahead and issue
A new tornado
warning
warning
for that
has been issued.
right here for Clay County, Texas. Golf ball size hail in there as well. Let's see if I can find audio here. Is what it sounds like out there with that storm coming down past Windthirst, south and west of Bellevue. Do you have to have Plus to view the chasers? No, that's free too. It's all free. Not, you know, there is a premium subscription, but like, you don't need it. If you go over the WeatherWise and you turn on Storm Chasers, you can come down here and you can see Corey Gherkin. You just click on him there, and there he is. You can do that in your phone, browser, or whatever. Holy smokes, Adam's got a great view here. Lots of moisture with these storms today. You can, I mean, just look at that. You've got a daggone lake falling out of the sky here. That's crazy. That's why we've had so much problems with flash flooding today. We've had several flash flood emergencies today up there around Wichita. What happened with Radar Omega?
A new tornado warning has been issued. A new tornado warning has been issued.
Radar Omega, they're just, honestly, they're not as, I like WeatherWise better. That's it. If you've got Radar Omega, you've got a good app. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I've been able to do some really cool stuff with WeatherWise, and that's what we're doing now. It's been over a year since I've worked with Radar Omega. Super happy that I did. No regrets. But now we're Team WeatherWise over here. Holy smokes, look at this. Coldbrook, right here between Gerlaw and Coldbrook. We've definitely got something going on over here in Illinois. So this is something that we've got to watch out for. You see these sneaky little hooks that pop out here? We just had this pop out over here near Monmouth. And then it's really kind of solidified itself as it's moved off to the north and east. We don't have a very good view of the rotation here, but I would not be surprised at all if that was not a tornado right now between Gerlaw and Utah in Illinois. If you zoom out, you can see that really well. Boom, right here. So we got to be taking shelter in Shanghai and Utah in Illinois. Knox County, Illinois, take shelter now. Ryan, you should be on Sirius XM. That would be cool. We're trying to figure out how to get the 24/7 Y'allbot channel on like Spotify and Sirius XM and all that kind of stuff, because a lot of people have been asking for that. Yeah, that right there is probably producing a tornado. If I had to guess, that would be my guess. So take shelter out here in Shanghai and Utah. Let me get some more detailed information about that. Do we have anybody up here watching in this specific area? This is the storm. Let me zoom out here to give you more context. This is Davenport, okay? This is Burlington. It's already past Burlington now. Everything's moving in this direction, all right? But this little swirling part here is what we're concerned about. And also, you got to watch out. Like this part right here, it looks like it could do the same thing, right? So watch out for that. But yeah, just to the north and west of Galesburg, we've got some big time problems unfolding here. So the coordinates of that hook echo there, that puts it near Merrill's Taxidermy and the Blackthorn Hill Nature Preserve. And it's moving up towards the Paul Pad pet boarding, north and west of Galesburg. We need you to take shelter. Oh, yeah, and look at this right here. Another tight area of rotation. Man, every single notch in this line's got to be watched closely. Look at this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 potential tornadoes here. In fact, the one over here near Edgington is not potential. That's actually on the ground right now. Again, we've got an an unupgraded tornado here near Edgington right now. So what this means is essentially what we've got here, a radar indicated tornado warning is a level 1 tornado warning, right? We need this to be a level 2 tornado warning or a level 3 tornado warning, meaning that it gets upgraded to an observed or a confirmed tornado warning. The good news is that the sirens are already going off, and hopefully everybody's already taken that seriously and they're taking shelter and all that good stuff. But some people don't. Some people don't care until you can say that, hey, we actually know that there's a tornado down here. And until we get that level 2 or level 3 tornado warning, some people might not actually heed the warning here, and that's not good. We don't recommend that. Anytime you're under a tornado warning, you need to respect that polygon. But I think it's safe to say that you can confirm that that's a tornado happening now here near Edgington and Taylor Ridge in areas just to the south and west of Davenport. Yeah, so in my opinion, a radar indicated tornado warning would be level 1. Weather spotters or law enforcement observed would be level 2. Radar confirmed would be level 3. PDS would be level 4, and then a tornado emergency would be a level 5. I think that's actually probably a good way to communicate it. It's like, this is a 5 out of 5 emergency, you know? So if you are just now tuning in, we've got a tornado ongoing here near Edgington, moving up towards Taylor Ridge. And this is going to get awfully daggone close to Davenport. Look at that signature, man. That is plumb wild. 2 tornadoes likely going on here between Edgington and Reynolds. Right here and right here. So if you're just now tuning in, we've got 2 tornadoes happening right now in Illinois. This is going to be in Mercer, Rock Island counties in Illinois. This is moving up towards Oak Grove, Milan, and Davenport. There's 60,000 people in this particular tornado warning. So we've got a lot of people under the gun here for significant severe weather, and we're trying our best to get the word out here. If you know anybody that lives in this area, feel free to share this stream with them. We're going to be live on the air here, doing wall-to-wall coverage, free and commercial-free for the duration of this event. We do have, honestly, several traffic cameras in Davenport, but they all point towards the daggone ground. This one don't even point towards traffic. What are we doing? What are we doing, Iowa? This one points towards a daggone tree. We do have a storm chaser out there, but not necessarily very close to this. This is intense rotation now. This is intense rotation. Maybe a strong tornado happening out here. Once again, this is between Edgington and Taylor Ridge. The exact coordinates of that velocity couplet put it close to the Marbot Meadows. If this goes up towards, and how do you guys say it? Milan? Okay, if this goes up towards Milan, it'll enter on the southwest side. So if you know where the Highland Springs Golf Course is, that's where that tornado's heading towards right now. So please take shelter out here near Davenport. We've got a very strong storm on the way, capable of producing a tornado. In fact, it might be producing a tornado right now. Let's very quickly go check in on some of these other storms. I know we've got people watching. from all over the place. It's kind of difficult on days like today to keep up with everything. The reason I haven't been talking as much about our storms back here near Sulphur is because the rotation has kind of let up a little bit. That's actually changed now, though. Within the last couple of frames over Sulphur again, we've got some more contaminated velocity signatures here that will probably need a precautionary warning here. So Sulphur, I've got to say, y'all watch out. You guys keep on your toes. Get ready to get back in that safe spot as a new warning might come out here soon. There it is.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
There it is. So
a new tornado
warning was just issued for Sulphur and Hickory in Oklahoma. Take shelter now. There is another area of rotation going right over the town here. Jason's out there. Let's see if he can see anything. He can't right now. I will still put him up, and we will go to him if he does. So yeah, Storm Runner Media and Jason are out here. We're going to keep an eye on them as the storm continues to move over the Sulphur area. So back to shelter in Sulphur, Oklahoma. Ada, Oklahoma, you guys need to stay in your safe spot for at least the next 9 minutes. But I would say that similarly to Sulphur, if you come out, you're probably going to have to go right back at some point. These storms are going to train over you for the next little bit. Get ready for a long evening of severe weather. We have a tornado warning continuing out here for portions of Texas for the next 40 minutes. That's what we're looking at from Corey Gherkin's point of view right now, which is really amazing, honestly, if we can get it to reload here. Man, he just had an incredible view of a shelf cloud. What we're looking at here is the tornado warned storm that is in Clay County, Texas. And this is a live look at that right now. So get to shelter out there in Clay County in Texas. And we have another big supercell down here west of Fort Worth that probably at some point will get a tornado warning too. This is for Palo Pinto and Stevens counties in Texas, moving down towards Strawn and Gordon. Get ready.
A new tornado
big
warning
storm coming.
has been issued.
My
A
goodness.
new tornado warning has been issued.
2% day, y'all. 2%. Okay, here we go. Now we've got a tornado warning on the to the north of Tulsa. So Tulsa, the storm that's coming towards you, I told you guys this earlier that I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a tornado warning. The storm that's coming towards you is spinning. We've got one little area of spin that might actually come through the downtown area. So we're watching that. Right now, it's not anything to worry about. But just to the north of town, coming up towards Skiatook, Sperry, and Vera, we've got an area of rotation coming up here between Zinc Ranch and Sperry that is going to try to produce a tornado as it goes up towards, once again, Skiatook and Collinsville. Take shelter in Osage, Tulsa, and Washington counties in Oklahoma. As long as this part of the storm down here doesn't start spinning too much more,
a new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
We should be okay in downtown Tulsa.
A new PDS tornado warning has been
but
issued.
We've got to go back to Iowa because, my goodness, y'all, we just got a PDS tornado warning. We have a particularly dangerous situation now in our hands, as we do believe a very large and dangerous tornado could be on the ground here. Now, this is not confirmed, okay? This is radar indicated PDS. So what that means is that we don't know that there's a tornado down. Okay? We don't know that there's a tornado down, but if there is, this radar indicated rotation here would be capable of producing considerable damage. All right? So this is technically what I would call maybe a level 3 out of 3.5 tornado warning. And it's absolutely something we should 100% take seriously here. And we've got to hightail it into shelter if we're in Milan, in Illinois here. Downtown Davenport on the southern side. Actually, you know what? All of downtown Davenport is under this warning. So take shelter. In fact, we don't just have that one tornado. We have two. Here's your one circulation. Here's another one. 2 tornadoes trying to come up towards Oak Grove right now on the border of Illinois and Iowa. So if you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado warning for Davenport, Oak Grove, and Milan. We have 2 tornadoes potentially down here. One of them near Taylor Ridge would be a large, damaging tornado if it was actually down. We can't confirm it. We don't have any weather spotters confirming it yet. But my goodness, does this look like it could be a big deal? That couplet just crossed over the Healy Hollow area. Okay? Let me do this. Not that. This. I'll try to show you. Okay. So the rotating part of the storm where the tornado is just crossed over the Healy Hollow area. It's right near the Milan Rifle Club and the Highland Springs Golf Course. So if this is doing damage, if this is going to continue to come up towards Davenport, it will approach towards the Milan Rifle Club and the Highland Golf Course. It'll then go over the Hasselroth Park and the Campground Camelot Quad Cities area. Okay? That's where it will enter the greater Davenport region. It will get very close to the Quad Cities International Airport. This rotating part of the storm could make a beeline directly towards the Quad Cities International Airport. So hopefully that everybody at that airport is taking shelter right now. This is the real deal. It's a very dangerous storm. Now, the interesting thing here is that if you're in Davenport right now, this is what it looks like. Look at this. That tree barely moving. Right? It's literally the calm before the storm here, as this is definitely a storm that's capable of producing a tornado that's about to hit Davenport within the next couple of minutes. So we've got to be getting to shelter, and we've got to be getting there fast if we live in Davenport. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a PDS tornado warning. It stands for a particularly dangerous situation. Which means that this tornado warning is a little bit more serious than some other ones that we may have experienced before. If this actually produces a tornado, which we don't know that it is yet, it's radar indicated, but if it actually does, it'll be a tornado of considerable proportions, and it will be life-threatening. Latest scan here continues to show 2 distinct areas of rotation. We have potentially 2 tornadoes trying to come up towards the Milan area here. East Moline, Cleveland, LeClaire, Hillsdale, Princeton. You guys are all under this warning too. There's 305,000 people under this warning right now. So rotation number 1. Let me zoom out here. Rotation number 1 is near the Highland Springs Golf Course. Now, there is potentially 2 tornadoes here, and the second rotation is just to the south and east from that, closer to the Old Oaks Winery. If you know where the Dollar General is, just on Conn Center Road, just off of Highway 67 near the Kanye Center Water Tower, and just south of Benny's Pizza, that's where the other one is. So 2 tornadoes, one near the Highland Springs Golf Course, one near Oak Grove, both moving in the general vicinity or in the direction of the Quad Cities International Airport. All right, you've got the UPS or the USPS distribution center down here. You've got just so many things. You've got the Hampton Inn. All this stuff's directly in the path of not just 1, but 2 tornadoes. Now, the good news is on that most recent scan here, if we come back to radar full, on the most recent scan, it does look a little bit less, I guess, impressive on velocities. Now, it was looking pretty bad right here, okay? But if I push it forward,
a new tornado warning
the velocities look a little bit less impressive.
A new
but there's
tornado
still
warning
2
has been
distinct
issued.
areas of rotation where we could have tornadoes happening right now, right over Interstate 280 near Ginger Hill. So take shelter immediately, y'all. And this traffic camera right here is in. It's just to the north and west of where the tornado would be. And here's a live look at the Dominator. This is Reed Timmer out there in Fitzhugh. Oh, is that the Dominator or is that the TIV? But just once again, just a reminder, we've got storms in Oklahoma and Texas as well we're trying to cover at the same time here. So bear with me as we go back and forth between all of these. Definitely the most concerning one right now is going to be this one up here in Iowa. So here's what it looks like as the tornado warned storm comes into the Milan area. That was Reed? Okay. Yeah, so this is going to come up towards Moline, East Moline, and we're going to try to capture it here for you so you can see what's going on. And here's Corey Gherkin's insane view of the storm down there in Texas, by the way. And here's what it looks like as that storm comes into Davenport. So once again, if you're just now tuning in, this is a live view of the tornado warned storm coming into Davenport right now. We've got a tornado warning. Hopefully we've got people taking shelter. It looks like there's an uncomfortable amount of people on the roads right now. And by the way, if you're listening to me and you're on the road, it is not a smart thing to do to park under an overpass. This is something that we've discovered ever since we've started, you know, using these traffic cameras. Every time there's a tornado warning, we find somebody trying to park under an overpass. Apparently that's something that people think that you should do. That is definitely something that you should not ever do. Okay. But take shelter in Moline and Carbon Cliff, Colana. We've got two distinct areas of rotation right here between Coal Valley and Milan. It's kind of, basically, if these two tornadoes are on the ground right now, they're both like kind of circling around the Trinity Medical Center to kind of put your mind at, you know, where these things are, and they're moving up towards the Moline and East Moline area. LeClaire, yeah, you guys are in the path 100%. So we're looking for power flashes here. Honestly, we're not going to see the tornado. It would definitely be rain wrapped. But if we could see a power flash in the distance there, that would be a sign that we're seeing power lines snap and stuff as a result of the tornado. So if you're just now tuning in, Davenport is under a tornado warning. We've got 305,000 people under a tornado warning right now. Now, this also includes not just Davenport, not just Milan and all these places that we've been talking about, Moline. This also includes Colana, LeClaire, and Comanche. We're talking about Iowa and Illinois, right along the river here. That's where the tornado's heading. All right, we're going to watch the onset of the winds here on this camera. So this camera, literally, I'm telling you right now, if there's a tornado, it's going to hit this camera. That's why I pulled this one up. The rotating part of the storm is going right over this. This is 284. This is the rotation right here. It's so, I mean, we'll see what happens here. Way too many people on the road. Once again, if you're driving right now, you don't want to park under an overpass. You certainly don't want to get caught out in this. What you want to do is you want to pull off to the side of the road, maybe get to a sturdy shelter, even a gas station, something better than a car. And this is going to be an uncomfortable drive for you if you're on Highway 5 over here near Carbon Cliff. Interstate 80 out here between LeClaire and Andover is going to be rough over the next little bit. But the rotating part of the storm is going over this traffic camera right now. Now, you know, the tornado that would be associated with a storm of this magnitude is probably small. So if we don't see a tornado here, that doesn't mean that there isn't one. It just means that maybe it's missed the camera by a little bit. We just lost power, I think. Yep, we just lost power on that camera. So this right here, that little orange dot, that's where that camera was. This is our tornadic rotation. It's moving this way, right? So right about the time that that would have went over, that's when we lost power. So now this one, the one above my head here, that's going to be our second closest camera to that. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, if this is continuing to produce a tornado, which, you know, this is still a PDS tornado warning, it's going to be moving up towards Carbon Cliff here soon. Specifically, the Moline High School, the Moline High School, Village Inn, the Aldi there, that's near Black Hawk College. That's in the path. Let me take you full here as this camera is now going to take on some of the rear flank downdraft. The Village Inn, East Moline, the Rock Island Country State Fairgrounds is going to be in the path. We just lost power on that camera too. So it's not a good sign that every camera that's in the path of this tornado, we lose power on it. You know what I'm saying? So that means, you know, we've definitely got something going on out here. That's 2 cameras in a row now that we've lost power on that are literally right in the direct path of this storm. By the way, here's a shot from Texas. This is a live shot from Texas right now. Corey Gherkin's down there in Jack County, Texas on that tornado-warned storm down there. We're going to go back down to this one as soon as we figure out what's going on with our situation up here in Davenport. The really strong winds are probably coming through downtown Davenport right now. The tornadic circulation, however, is a little bit off to the south and east of downtown Davenport. But this is what it looks like right now in downtown Davenport. Here's a better view there. Yeah, everybody in Davenport needs to be taking shelter. I'm being a little bit picky about where I'm covering, which I shouldn't be. The thing that we say here in the words of James Spann, like you want to respect the polygon. Everybody in this whole polygon needs to be taking shelter right now, but we are especially concerned about the people who are going to be hit by this area of rotation right here, because that's where the most likely area is that we have a tornado, right? All right, I'm going to try to load myself up some more views here. Yeah, go ahead, Y'allbot. Y'allbot has a report for us. Let's hear it.
We have a new storm report out of Johnson County, Kansas, specifically for an area 1 mile northeast of Overland Park. This is a report of thunderstorm wind damage occurring at approximately 2:12 p.m. Central Time. According to a public report citing social media video, a tree is down at a residence in Overland Park. The time of this event was estimated from radar.
Okay. All right, so that's what we've got going on there. We're keeping an eye on y'all. Davenport, we've got eyes everywhere. We're gonna see this daggone tornado if there's still one out there. The good news is, you know, as I look at rotation on radar here, it does look a little bit less impressive now. Notice how our velocities aren't as intense, and they're also not as close together. The greens show stuff going towards the radar. The reds show stuff going away from the radar. So we still have rotation here. We still have counterclockwise rotation, but it's a little bit more decoupled. It's a little bit less, you know, tight. And you need that tight rotation for a tornado to happen. Still treacherous conditions out there in the greater Davenport area as this tornado-warned storm continues to chug on through. Yeah, we still need you to be taking shelter in East Moline. You guys would be the next in line here to receive some of the negative impacts from this damaging storm. And then LeClaire. This is Henry, Rock Island, Whiteside counties in Illinois. Also, a little bit of Scott and Clinton counties in Iowa are also included in this warning. Yeah, we're losing power on a lot of these. Still. Definitely getting plumb smacked out there in Davenport. Downtown Davenport is, yeah, honestly, the winds are going to start letting up here soon. And then we're going to be most concerned about places like LeClaire and Princeton next. Also, Milan, it's pretty much over for you guys. Oak Grove, you guys are good. Taylor Ridge, Buffalo, Edgington, you guys are good. We're most concerned now about the East Moline area up towards Pleasant Valley, LeClaire, Port Byron, up towards Princeton. And once again, if you guys know anybody out here, you know, share this with them. We're going to be here for the duration of this thing. This line might make it plumb all the way over to Chicago, so we're going to be here all night. You know, checking back in on that storm that's coming over towards Andover and Cambridge, moving up towards Anawan and Atkinson. This thing's got a pretty nasty looking hook on it. So we've got to keep an eye on this too. This might try to spin up another one as it goes up towards Cambridge. Take shelter out there in Bureau, Henry, and Rock Island counties in Illinois. And man, this storm, the storm that Corey Gherkin is on is just unbelievable. This is happening right now in Texas. So if you're just now tuning in, we cover the weather for everyone here. It sometimes gets hard to do whenever we're 1,000 miles away from different storms. But there is also a tornado warning right now in Texas. Now, thankfully, there's only literally 300 people under this tornado warning, but we care about those people too. And we're doing everything we can to encourage them to take shelter. And if this right here doesn't make you take shelter, I don't know what will. This right here is what's coming for you right now. If you're in Newport or Prospect in Texas, take shelter now. This is a tornado warning for the next 19 minutes. Tulsa, how are we doing in Tulsa? I know we got a lot of people concerned in Tulsa. The strongest part of your storms are going to your north and to your south. Downtown Tulsa is not under any sort of warning right now, but there is a storm coming through. You're going to get those gusty winds. Hopefully that's all we're going to have to deal with. Right now, though, stronger part of the storm's getting ready to go up towards Bixby and Juanetta. And then there is a tornado warning to your north. The rotation's moving past Skiatook now up towards Vera and Collinsville. St. Louis, we have been keeping an eye on y'all. There is a storm to your north and west. We might be able to watch this one come in to St. Louis a little bit later, but right now it's just dropping some hail and some wind up here near Montgomery City. So y'all get ready for that. We'll keep an eye on that. In Missouri, there's really nothing else going on. There's that one strong storm over here on Interstate 70 going over towards Jonesburg. The rest of our attention's obviously going to be focused on our tornado warnings up here in Illinois because of the just because of how many people are in these warnings and also because of how significant they are. Which, by the way, they did downgrade this one. This is no longer a PDS tornado warning. Thank goodness. So this is now just a radar indicated tornado warning, but we still want to take shelter. We want to stay in our safe spots if we're in LeClaire. All right? Stay in our safe spots in LeClaire for the next 18 minutes. Guys, I've got to get something to drink. I'm going to let Y'allbot talk for a second. We'll put on the multi-view here. I'll be right back. Give me just a second.
All right, Ryan. The chat's a wild ride tonight. Folks in Tulsa and Skiatook, Oklahoma are still biting their nails, and the Is My Tiny Town in Texas Next brigade is out in full force, especially around Collin County. Meanwhile, the Quad Cities are still reporting scattered power issues, but mostly, Ryan, their chat contingent is leading an emergency intervention. It's Moline. They've formed a choir, they're chanting it, complete with Rhymes with Jolene sing-alongs. Please, for the love of Doppler, put them out of their misery.
What? I just heard the last part of that. What did that just say? Moline? Oh, I was saying Moline, wasn't I? Like a daggone doofus. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. I will probably say more towns wrong before we end the day here today. I do my daggone best. I really do. And I don't mean any disrespect. Man, we're already losing power on our LeClaire traffic cameras, bulls. All right, so I'm back, and if you're just now tuning in, we are covering a tornado, honestly, a surprise tornado. To honestly get in this pool with my son, my 4-year-old son. He's really mad at me right now. But this kind of just took off out of nowhere. We've been live now for 2 hours. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to end anytime soon either, because this stuff just keeps on ramping up. I think I see a recycling here potentially as this comes out of East Moline. It does look like we have an increased area of winds that might try to spin up another tornado as it goes up towards Hampton and eventually LeClaire. So hopefully everybody in LeClaire is in their safe spots. We do have a traffic camera. We're keeping an eye on that area as the storm comes up towards you, and also Hillsdale. Take shelter immediately. We continue to have a tornado warning down here for Bureau, Henry, and Rock Island counties in Illinois as well. This is going to go up towards Cambridge, Atkinson, and Anawan. So take shelter immediately. We've got 29,000 people in that warning. All right. Yeah, so let's go check back in. Here's the good news. No tornado warnings whatsoever in Oklahoma right now. Okay? So we still got a strong line of storms moving through Oklahoma, and we're not done talking about Oklahoma, but there are currently no tornado warnings. They've all been allowed to expire. We do have one big severe thunderstorm warning for Muskogee and Broken Arrow. This line of storms is going to cause some problems here as it goes up towards Broken Arrow here. Over the next little bit, it could bring about 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then we got a severe thunderstorm warning down here near Colgate. There's a tornado possible tag on this. Lots of little areas of rotation. That's actually where Storm Runner Media is right now. And he's like kind of right in the middle of that, so we can see exactly what's going on in there. But no tornadoes right now. Now, there is a tornado warning that goes on for the next 13 minutes out here in Texas. And that might get extended out there towards areas south of Bowie in Texas. But man, this storm looks crazy. This storm looks crazy in real life. This is what it looks like from Corey Gherkin's point of view.
A new tornado warning has been issued. A new tornado warning has been issued.
Cole, Oklahoma. Okay, well, I take that back. We do have a tornado warning in Oklahoma now. Daggone it. Another one of these little rogue supercells that keep popping up out in front of the main line. Like this little thing right here. This little thing right here is producing enough rotation to issue a new tornado warning now for Cole County in Oklahoma. So Colgate, let's take shelter. This also includes Centrahoma and Lehigh. Daggone it. A super huge shout out to Alexander the Great for the very generous super chat. He says, be with your son. You won't get that time back. Thank you. Alexander, I appreciate that. And, you know, a lot of times I would take that advice, but it's his bedtime now. So it's too late. And honestly, you guys, I tell you this stuff all the time. Like this is my dream job. It's the least I can do is go live whenever there's a tornado. There's gonna be plenty of days where there's not, and you know, we can take time off whenever the weather's nice. Severe thunderstorm warning in Jack and Young counties in Texas. Get indoors and away from windows out here. Yeah, these storms are coming up towards Fort Worth and Dallas. Get ready. They're getting stronger as they go, too. This one over here near Palo Pinto and Stevens County in Texas has a nice look to it. It is definitely producing golf ball size hail over here near Strawn and Gordon. That's going to cross over Interstate 20 on its approach to Fort Worth. We will be here for you as these storms get closer to the Dallas area. All right, checking back in on our Davenport storm. LeClaire, it is, I mean, it's coming down out there. We're definitely getting the storm, but the honestly, the tornadic aspect here is kind of calming down a little bit. So stay sheltered in LeClaire, Princeton, and Hillsdale up here in Illinois and on the border between Iowa and Illinois for the next 11 minutes. And then we should see them let that warning expire. I mean, I would be surprised if they issued this again unless it ramped up again, unless the rotation kind of picked up again. Right now, it looks like it's downtrending, but there's still going to be some strong straight line damaging winds that come through LeClaire. Look at this. Oh, I think that person's slowing down. They're trying to stop under this overpass, ain't they? Another PSA. Don't do that. The overpass is not going to protect you from the tornado. It will actually make the winds from the tornado worse. It'll cause more harm to you, and it's bad for traffic. Okay, yeah, they definitely parked under that overpass. It's definitely what just happened right now. So, not going to shame anybody. Like, some people just really think that that's what you're supposed to do, you know. And I'm just trying to say, like, hey, like, no, that's actually not what you're supposed to do. They stop for hail. Even that's like not a good idea because, I mean, if it's hailing and visibility is low and you're parked under an overpass, some people don't even get on the shoulder. Some people just park in the middle of the road under the overpass. We've seen this a million times. You're going to get rear-ended, or you're going to give somebody else the idea to take up the other lane next to you, and now you're blocking up traffic. And now the people behind you that were just 5 minutes away from being home, they can't get to their garage to protect themselves from hail or the tornado or whatever it is. Just never a good idea. It's very selfish. Very, very selfish. Let's see here. Princeton, Hillsdale remain under a tornado warning here. We've got 24 minutes left on the tornado warning for Geneseo, Atkinson, and Anawan. The rotation with these is really not as impressive as it was before, and that's good news. Let's hope that that continues as time goes on. What time will the storms hit Dallas? If I had to guess, which I am a weather guesser, all right? That's, you know, weatherman, meteorologist, weather guesser, it's all the same, right? If I had to guess, I'd say probably around midnight, 1 a.m. Here's that storm hitting New Florence, Missouri right now. It's our only warning in Missouri. And it is the storm that's trying to make it over there close to St. Louis, but I don't know if it'll make it. 60-mile-per-hour winds coming into High Hill and Bellflower over the next little bit. And then here's that amazing storm in Texas. Once again, the shelf cloud from Corey's point of view is just plumb wild. And by the way, that one's not tornado warned anymore. We now no longer have a tornado warning in Texas. We do have one in Oklahoma, though, for Cole County. So take shelter in Colgate. 37 minutes left on that one. Hey, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Dag. What's your name? Yalbot. Yeah, go ahead.
A report of thunderstorm wind damage has just come in from Randolph County, Missouri. This is located approximately 3 miles southwest of Jacksonville. According to an NPING report from the public, there are downed tree limbs near Holiday Acres Lake. This event occurred at approximately 4:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, with the time estimated from radar.
All right. Let's do another vibe check on the chat, Yelbot.
All right, Ryan. The chat's a whirlwind. Major focus on Davenport, Iowa, with a reported tornado on cam and trees down in nearby Milan, Illinois. Yikes. Folks are also laser-focused on Springfield, Missouri, and the usual nail-biting in Chicagoland while passionately debating the structural integrity of overpasses versus hail. And before you mispronounce another town into existence, the jury's in. It's Geneseo for Geneseo.
Ah, Geneseo. You know what? I better go record that one. Because I will always say Geneseo on that. All right, so Geneseo. So from now on, I'll be like, hey guys, take shelter in Geneseo. And you guys will know what I'm talking about. And what was the one in Oklahoma? Skiatook? It's not, what was I saying? Skiatook? It's Skiatook. I'm going to record that one too. Skiatook. All right, guys. But you're under no warning at all in Skiatook now that tornado warning has been allowed to expire. Tulsa, you guys have got honestly, on the southeast side of town, we technically